Good morning. It is Patrick and the people, and you have made it almost to the end of the week. And a new cast of folks here with us today. Very excited about them. To my right is Dr. Marla Murphy. You know her from Exceptional PT in Benton. How long have you had that place now?
11 years.
11. It's been that long. Wow, man.
12 on Cinco de Mayo.
12 on Cinco de Mayo. Oh, okay. You have a great staff there, too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Make sure you stay on the mic.
Eat the mic.
Yeah. If you kind of maybe
Turn
tilt
up.
it back just
Can
a
you
little.
hear me?
Yeah. If I turn it up much more, you get feedback. There you go. All right. And to my right here, Rich Rockwell, the Bruce Buffer of Little Rock.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
How are
Rich
you?
One Fall Rockwell.
That's right. Mr. One Fall. Mr. One Fall. How are you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing
Good,
Looking
good.
forward to this weekend. Got some commentating coming up.
Yeah. And I think that we're going to get some tickets out to some folks, right? You've got a
Yes,
couple of
sir.
events we're going to get tickets to people on.
Yeah, we've got a Gladiator Championship Wrestling Saturday in Ozark, Arkansas, and South Central Wrestling out in Mountain Pine. So no matter which side of the state you're on, we got some tickets for you to give out. Got a family 4-pack of tickets to each event. So if
Oh,
you're
that's
interested
awesome.
in those,
We'll get those out. We'll talk about that here a little bit later. And then to my left, very excited, our first appearance here. This is Attorney Bonnie Robertson. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning.
She is an amazing attorney. She's been mine a couple or three times, I think. I've known her for many, many years, also a personal friend. And she is here representing her company. And also, she has a brand new book called After the Wedding, a divorce lawyer's top 25 tips to keep you married. And we're definitely going to talk about that. Now, you can go over to patrickandthepeople.com and order a copy of this right there. You don't have to go anywhere but there, and you can find more information. You can click the link and make the purchase. But what's going on with you today?
I'm just very excited to be here.
All right. Well, tell them a little bit about you that, just in general.
Well, I've been practicing law for almost 25 years.
Wow, that's
24, almost 24.
okay.
And I love it. I love what I do. I have 3 children. I've been married for almost 27 years.
Wow, you get to think about it. It's been a while.
Yeah, so when I wrote my manual or this book that we're going to talk about, I felt like I had something to share. And not that I'm being self-righteous or taking it for granted, but I was excited to just share my experiences in the practice of law.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think that so many people have questions they never ask. Sometimes it seems intimidating even to talk to an attorney or call one or, do any of that. And that's one of the things I always enjoyed about you is you make it very not intimidating. Not for me anyway, for the other people, but not for me.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be picking her brain, talking to her about things like that. And so if you have questions pertaining to, divorce, custody, things of that nature, then feel free to just message us and, we'll ask her and see if we can get your question on. All right. Let's get to some other stuff here.
Brought to you by that gunk in the back of your throat. That gunk in the back of your throat. Some today.
All right, let's get to the people who've outrun the Grim Reaper today. F. Murray Abraham is 85. You know him from many, many movies, among them Scarface, Amadeus. Amy Allen is 48 from AI, Artificial Intelligence. Let's see. Shanae Grimes is 35. She was in something called Degrassi. I think that's where Drake came out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Canadian show. And then 90210. Comedian and actor Kevin Kline is 77. He has been married to Phoebe Cates from Fast Times at Ridgemont High since 1989. Matter of fact, that's Jeff Spicoli of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You remember that movie? Have you ever seen it? No?
I
You're
think
probably
when
too
I was
young.
younger. No, I'm probably older than you are, but no.
Lies. You know Jeff Spicoli?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. You know Jeff Spicoli?
I don't.
Okay. Sean Penn, before he was serious all the time, played that character, and it was a comedic role for him.
Where did you get that?
Well, actually, Gunner brought that by to us
That's
to
nice.
throw up on. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I like to throw up weird things on the desk. Let's see. B.D. Wong, he plays in Star Trek movies, Jurassic Park, Gotham. He's 64. He was also in Oz. It was a great series. If you've never seen that, that's one of the grittiest, best series you'll ever watch.
Need to watch that. I haven't seen that one.
It is very, very, very dark. But what's crazy is that the cast are all amazing, but you know most everybody in it. One of them, the main villain, is the what is it? Allstate he does. He plays J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man movies. You seen any of those? No.
Kate. He's got initials for his name.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's him.
That's gonna drive me
That's him.
crazy. Yeah.
J something.
JR?
Yeah,
JR.
it'll come to me. But anyway, he is the main villain, and he is just an evil Nazi, and it's a really wild story. Then the other guy who plays Mayhem in all the insurance commercials, also in it, and he's a bad guy too.
He was great in Rescue Me.
Was he?
Yeah.
That's
You
with
ever
Dennis Leary.
seen- Yeah, you haven't seen that?
I have not seen that. Is that a good one?
Absolutely.
Now,
One
is
of the
that
best?
is it a drama comedy? What is it?
Well, I mean, of course, Dennis Leary. It's
Well,
funny,
right.
but it is drama too. And
Yeah.
and Dennis Leary sees ghosts of people he has not been able to save in fires.
Okay,
And
so
his
he's kind
brother
of
is
haunted.
yes, and his brother is Mayhem, and he's also
Really?
Wait,
He's-
wait. Hold on, let me get that right. But anyway, never mind.
This said, scratch
I'm
that,
getting
back
old.
that up. That's all right.
He is in it.
Okay. Speaking of Drake, he is 38. Aubrey Drake Graham, if you need to know. He did start on Degrassi. Bill Wyman, the bassist for the Rolling Stones, and still alive. He's 88. I didn't even know he's still alive. Let's see who else on here you might want to know about. Yeah, that's probably it. So let's get to a little bit of interesting news that matters to you. SpaceX, 4 astronauts are on their way back to Earth after undocking from the space station. 3 Americans, 1 Russian, were scheduled to return about 2 weeks ago, but had to wait out weather because of Hurricane Milton. The returning astronauts include NASA's Matthew Dominic, Michael Barat, Jeanette Epps. They've been over 200 days on the space station. The X-Dragon capsule is scheduled to splash down tomorrow morning in Florida. Man, I bet 200 days up in a tin can like that would be insanity.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh, I
could-
think I would go crazy.
You think
Absolutely.
so? Do
Absolutely.
you think could you survive 200 days in the space station? Would you be good with it?
I'd be crying a lot
You'd be.
and yelling and all the things.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, it'd probably drive me crazy. It's a little too much, man. Let's see. With Halloween a little over a week away, the question is if there's an age limit when it comes to trick or treating. Well, we have this question every year. According to a survey in New Jersey, most Americans say kids should stop trick or treating by what age, Marla?
13?
That is correct, 13 and a half. At least 25% of people say kids should go trick or treating as long as they like. What do you think? Is 13 the right age to stop?
No, let him go. Let him keep going.
No, I'm with you.
Not like 42. But
Okay.
18,
What do you think,
17?
Rich?
I'd say like 10 to 13.
Okay.
Yeah, that's enough.
What do you think?
I think let them go as long as they want to. I just don't know if it's normal for teenagers to trick or treat.
Here's my rule: if you have a beard or mustache, don't trick or treat me. That's going to be my rule.
Guess my Aunt Kay can't trick or treat.
No, no one likes Aunt Kay's mustache. Okay. Coldplay is taking over iHeartland and Fortnite. Coldplay's Moon Music album experience, a gamified tycoon adventure. What the hell did I just say? It's an immersive album release event with songs from Moon Music and newly released commentary behind the album's tracks. Well, if you're into Coldplay, hey, there you go.
I think they're overrated.
Do you?
Oh, I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't-
boy,
I
they're
don't-
gonna
I
get
don't
that-
like 'em, sorry.
Yeah, you're going to get hate from Australia.
I love Australia.
Yeah, no, you don't love Coldplay, huh?
I mean, they're okay. One song, but couldn't even tell you the name of that one.
No, maybe Yellow. Is that the one you're thinking of?
I don't even think it's that one.
No, not even that.
I don't know.
Okay, all right. You like Coldplay? Or are you a Coldplay person?
I like the songs that I know that they
Right.
but I'm
if they
not-
were on the radio, you'd be fine. But otherwise,
Yeah,
you're not going.
I
in.
don't. I could not name one song though.
Yeah, I named one that I knew. No, I know one more. Clocks. I know that. Mike Woodall. He's a big Coldplay guy out there. I know you love him, Mike. Hugh Jackman is in the middle of a divorce drama, at least according to the news. His Broadway Music Man co-star Sutton Foster filed for divorce from Ocean 11 screenwriter Ted Griffin after a 10-year marriage. Last year, when Jackman and Foster were in the show, rumors were flying they were an item. The buzz is much louder now, saying they are 100% together. I don't know. That sounds bad.
Well, who went with him to the Deadpool Wolverine?
Do what?
The Deadpool Wolverine premiere. There was a cute young lady with him.
Oh, I don't know. Was
his
that her?
But I don't know. It wasn't his wife because his wife's much older.
Yeah. Yeah. It was always, a lot of people would always make comments pertaining to the odd pairing, only because, he was model beautiful, and not that she wasn't an attractive lady. She just, wasn't model beautiful, to be honest with you. So, yeah, a lot of people said, I guess, finally came to pass. A video circulating on social media shows passengers on a Spirit airline freaking out as they spot a rat scurrying mid-flight. It's running above an overhead bin on a flight from Dallas to L.A. Passengers are yelling and all that. Look, if you take a Spirit airline, you kind of expect that, don't you?
I figured they'd be serving drinks.
Yeah, that's part of the charm is the rats. You're lucky it's not snakes on a plane. The Department of Justice is issuing a warning. They have delivered a warning to the alleged richest man in the world. The Election Crimes Branch of the DOJ sent a letter to Elon Musk and his PAC saying, hey, this $1 million sweepstakes could violate federal law. The letter did warn the giveaway may be, but they haven't decided if it might be. Musk announced the giveaway over the weekend. To qualify, someone has to be a registered voter, sign a pledge. Legal experts focused on the requirement that winners must be registered to vote in one of the swing states, and federal law bars anyone from paying people to register to vote, but it's a gray area. Pretty good gray area, wouldn't you say, Counselor?
Yes, and the fact that the DOJ responded, it was exactly what they wanted. So he got all the publicity.
All the publicity, yeah. Free advertising. Thank you. Yeah, we've baited you once again. The U.S. confirmed yesterday North Korea has sent troops to Russia. This is the first public confirmation of a military political move that has people talking. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said, yeah, there's evidence of their troops in Russia. And both South Korea and Ukraine have shared intelligence about those troops in recent days and criticized what they think is a lack of urgency from the U.S. and other Western countries. Well, how much more urgent can we get? I mean, how much more money on trucks would you like us to send you? Jesus, use the money you got. Do something with it. I think we just sent another $425 million to them. I'm not mad. I'm just, kind of, yeah, I kind of am, to be honest with you. But that's neither here nor there. We'll move along. The woes continue for Boeing. The company reported a very big loss in the third quarter in the wake of public problems this year and the machinist strike. Loss of over $6 billion in the third quarter. That's with a B. You thought you had a tough day when you had, $39 fee for a little insufficient. And you're talking about billions here. $6 billion loss in the third quarter alone as the company struggles to overcome its issues. They lost about $10 a share. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there other than the machinist strike, but it's hurting them pretty bad. Now, police in Arizona have identified and arrested a suspect in connection to 3 shootings that damaged a Democrat National Committee office in Tempe, Arizona. Why are you shooting at the offices? Those people aren't the ones. Just don't leave these people alone. Jeff Mike Kelly was arrested for hanging bags of suspicious white powder from the political signs lined with razor blades in the village of, I can't pronounce that, Watuki. Kelly's been charged with several felonies, including committing an act of terrorism, discharge of a firearm, shooting at a non-residential structure. Yeah, he'll probably be in jail for a little while for being a dumbass. That's where you go when you do dumb things. The state of Kentucky mourning the loss of a well-known and liked elected official, State Senator Johnny Turner, known for his strong support of coal and kind of a folksy manner that made him a favorite. He died Tuesday evening after a battle to recover from injuries he sustained at home when he went into an empty swimming pool riding on a lawnmower. Oh, damn. Man, that wasn't so funny, but it's, golly, that was that moment where he went, oh, no.
Or else
Yes.
he went, wee.
Yeah, he could have, I guess, for a second, huh? Let's see. Okay, where are we going here? Okay. Thousands of bottles of duloxetine, a popular antidepressant, are being recalled because of the presence of what's being described as a toxic chemical. Not helpful for your antidepressants to have toxic chemicals in them. The drug brand name Cymbalta. So that is, if you need to know, lot number for the recalled capsules 220128, an expiration of December of 2024. And a 66-year-old woman fell overboard on a Taylor Swift-themed cruise Tuesday night. She fell overboard about 17 miles north of Nassau in the Bahamas. Search operations were conducted for hours. No sign of her. They did not find her. Wow, that's a buzzkill. You're trying to get your Taylor Swift on and somebody kills himself. That's bad. That's real bad. All right, here's some good news, though. An 8-year-old girl in Sterling, Colorado, bravely fought off a masked intruder who attempted to kidnap her in her bedroom last week. The suspect had been previously been in the home to help the family with a household task, was identified through surveillance footage and location data from the girl's stolen phone. He was arrested on multiple charges. Despite sustaining minor injuries, the girl managed to escape any serious harm thanks to quick thinking. So good for her. And he's lucky that the parents didn't get a hold of him before the police did, I'm sure. A special treat is hitting the road for fans of Hellstorm. Lizzie Hell and Joe Hottinger are going on a 12-date tour starting in January to play an acoustic, stripped-down version of Hellstorm hits. And the music that inspired the band, Hellstorm's Lizzie and Joe, the Living Room Sessions, is being called an intimate tour with tickets going on sale to the public tomorrow at 10 a.m. Now, that sounds interesting, actually. I think I would go to that.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's one of the nicest rock stars I ever met.
I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, no, she absolutely was. Had the opportunity to meet her, and she hugged my neck like we were, old friends.
Yeah, she's amazing. Her voice is unreal.
Man, talk about a power voice. She's up there with, the Wilson girls in Heart, as far as power.
Oh, yeah,
ballad.
Ian Wilson, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Gene Simmons is not impressed with Flea's bass playing for some reason. He's apparently not a fan. He did an interview with Guitar World and said that the Red Hot Chili Pepper bassist wasn't memorable to him. He compared Flea to a different musical genre to make his point, saying, we're going to play a game. Name a jazz player that means something. And he threw out a jazz guy and said, can you hum any melody that he's ever played on a solo? Of course not. No word on what Flea thinks of Kiss.
I bet he could care less, honestly.
Nah, Flea doesn't give a damn. You think he cares what Gene Simmons thinks?
No.
Old ass Gene Simmons?
No.
Tom Holland has confirmed production of the 4th Spider-Man movie will begin next summer. They'll start shooting. Everything's good to go. He shared that he'd had a lot of fun doing the last one with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, calling it the highlight of his career. I bet that was. I bet that was a very exciting moment for him to have all of them. Man, are you a comic book movie girl at all?
Yes, but I want Toby back. I mean, I stopped watching when he was no longer.
You like Toby?
Yeah, that was just the best one.
That's so interesting because my son Tyler feels the same way. He is a Tobey Maguire. He's like, that's Spider-Man to me. These other guys aren't.
Like, Tobey Maguire's great, but I liked Garfield.
You like Andrew Garfield?
Yeah. I like him in everything he does.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do.
Yeah,
and Tom Holland
Holland's
apparently
great.
is, I don't know what it is about him. I guess it's his innocent way, but all the ladies seem to love some Tom Holland. I don't know.
Yeah, he just looks like a little boy
He
to me.
seems a little boyish, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. Ooh, she said, ooh.
Of course, he could be my son, so I guess I shouldn't be attracted to him.
No, we were just, hold on. I'll pause here and get your take on this. We were talking yesterday about, and look, we all get it. We're all adults, right? And you can pick and choose, but what's Bill Belichick, right?
Yes, and his
24-year-old
girlfriend.
fiance now.
Oh.
What do you, is that icky?
Absolutely. In fact, I heard that discussion yesterday, and I it's everyone loves who they love for the reasons they love them, but as far as physically and otherwise, and I agreed with one of your guests said, I don't even like to talk to 24-year-olds, and I'm in my 30s, and what could they possibly talk about? So I don't get it. I don't relate.
It's hard to conceive that somebody of his age really could have meaningful conversation with her, given the lack of experience she has. So I assume most of their conversation revolves around. What do you want, Daddy?
TikTok. I'm a big fan of symbiotic relationships, though. As long as it's consensual on both sides,
yeah.
they're both having an advantage. Go for it.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Well, no matter if the Dodgers or Yankees, no matter if the Dodgers or the Yankees, there's one player that's going to come out the winner. At the beginning of the season, Taylor Trammell was claimed off waivers by the LA Dodgers, with whom he logged 5 games, 6 at-bats before designated for assignment. Then on April 18th, he was claimed off waivers by the Yankees, where he logged 5 games and was used as a defensive replacement. In May, he was once again designated for assignment and sent to AAA ball. Generally, all players who contribute to a team's championship are given World Series rings. That means Trammell, even though he played 5 games with one and 6 with the other, no matter who wins, he's going to get a ring at the end. So that's pretty good. And he's down in the minors playing. Here's some wide receiver moves that should happen before the NFL trade deadline. That is going to be November 5th at 4 p.m. Between now and then, there's a ton of dealing that'll get done. The Chiefs just acquired the services of DeAndre Hopkins, but there are a few other receivers that could and probably will find new homes in the next couple of weeks. Mike Williams, getting him back to the Chargers for a couple draft picks would make sense for both the Jets and the Chargers. Kendrick Bourne, the Niners need help at receiver. This move would help and only require a draft pick sent to the Patriots. Cooper Kupp, man, he's a good one now. If the Rams decide to deal him, he'll be a hot commodity. He's reportedly healthy. The Buccaneers need big help after losing Chris Godwin and should be willing to give up a second-round pick. And then the Steelers could make a move. They have a history of dealing with the Rams. So that's a few of them right there. And let's talk about the World Series. Are you excited? Because if you're considering going, get ready to spend money. According to StubHub, the cheapest seat they've got to Game 1 is $1,033. The average price on Tuesday there, $1,667 for one ticket. If you're more interested in going to New York, a pinstripe pass ticket, standing room only, by the way, $1,200. You can get an actual seat for $1,274. Of course, all these prices are before the fees are tacked on and whatnot. So, it's probably going to be another couple hundred over that. Former NFL quarterback and Alabama alum A.J. McCarron seen his alma mater struggle this season on an SEC stage and has a good idea where the blame should be placed, not the school, the coaches, or players. He says it's TikTok's fault. Sure it is. McCarron points out the sport, not just the school, is in a new era, and the level of discipline and commitment to the team aren't where they once were. Everyone's worried about TikTok having a reel or a highlight and how much money they can get from NIL. I don't know. I don't know that I agree with that. I appreciate what he's saying, but I think really what it comes down to is Nick Saban's not there.
Yeah.
He was the championship coach for many years. He created, a whole environment there. And when someone that long-standing leaves, you've got a vacuum going. And so, yeah, they're probably trying to find their way right now, and it may take a little while. I mean, damn, Nick Saban's probably the winningest coach of all time. Am I right? In college? He's got to be close if he's not.
Winningest coach
Yeah,
of all
the
time?
most winning coach of all time.
Well, we know Michigan is the most winning football program. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know.
Giving them a run for
I
his
don't
money.
know who that team is that you refer to.
The
I'm not,
Wolverines. They're
I'm
from
not
the-
familiar with them.
they're
Never
from
heard
the
of them.
state above
Never heard of them. Never heard of
The
them.
ones without a stadium.
I know
that
the
looks like a
Buckeyes.
toilet bowl.
I know the Buckeyes.
Yeah, toilet bowl stadium.
Yeah, whatever. Christian Zasek is now a millionaire thanks to being the man who walked out of Dodger Stadium with Shohei Ohtani's 50-50 baseball. Golden Auctions announced the final sale of the ball was a mind-blowing almost $4 million. The highest price paid ever for any ball from any sport in history. Higher than the Tom Brady ball, higher than any Babe Ruth, higher than any ball. Should be noted that 18-year-old Max Mattis has a lawsuit pending and claims he held the ball firmly in his hands before an unknown fan attacked him and got possession of it. There was an agreement between the litigants to let the auction proceed as the litigation continues, so they know exactly how much they're all fighting for here. So let's get as much for it as we can, then we'll argue over it. All right, let's move on to something else now.
Brought to you by the new herpes. If you have old herpes, new herpes is better. It's herpier.
Patrick and the people.
Man, this is a good story, and glad to share it because yesterday Adam here at Legion, a friend of his, sent a picture of Jelly Roll. He ran into him at a store, and I was like, "That's here for real?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah." And apparently, he did quite a bit yesterday, giving back to fans in a social media post shared on X. Tuesday, the music star posted a video of himself in front of Gus's Fried Chicken in Little Rock. Announced he was offering free food to everyone who visited the restaurant. Free food for anyone in downtown. The native favor singer started the video recalling the early days of his career when he'd come to Little Rock and play at Sticky's, saying he was so proud to sell out that 200-person venue and that he felt like that he wanted to give back. He said, the next time I came, I played a place called the Rev Room right here. Right next to it is a place called Gus's Chicken. We eat Gus's Chicken every time we played. I played the place 10 times. Said, if you come to Gus's Chicken in Little Rock, Arkansas today, the food's on me, baby. Come get you a meal. And he told his followers he chose to offer the community in Little Rock free meals in order to honor and the sold-out show at Simmons, which seats 18,000. That's good. And later, he encouraged all artists who are still in the early days of their careers to keep going. He is a very encouraging person. People seem to love Jelly Roll. Or do you know who the Jelly Roll?
I do. I know.
You like the Jelly Roll?
Yeah, I like his music. I love the fact that he still has not forgotten how all of it felt back then. You know what I mean? Prison, drug addiction, everything. I love him.
Yeah, he hadn't forgotten where he came from, and I do think that's really important. Are you a fan of the Jelly Roll there?
I can't get over you calling him the Jelly Roll.
It's more fun to say the Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge fan, actually. I went to him when he was here. His last concert before this one, he played the Hall in Little Rock.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Sold out show, but that was like right before he really blew up.
Yeah.
But man, hell of a show, hell of an artist, and just hell of a person, man. His whole story and everything, what he's about and what he does, it's
really compelling.
He's, humble. He's not just somebody that, made it and then forgot about everybody.
Yeah, no. Are you a fan also?
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, and I hope he stays humble and keeps doing great things.
Yeah, I seem to like him a lot. I like anybody who can, get to that level and still be, a down-to-earth human being who doesn't look past everyone else.
Right.
Very quickly, Carrie says, what's up, my people? Good morning, Carrie. Drunken Cryptid said good morning. CJ Christian, Landon Rowe, Coda Ballard. Good morning, Coda. Drew Allen, Doug Cantrell, Nismo Glow said, good to hear your voice again in the morning. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here doing it. And Brandon said, good morning, everyone. So have you ever had an experience with, you've gone to a concert and somehow met, one of the stars and had a good experience or a bad experience? Marla?
You remember back in the day with discount records when everyone would go?
Of course I do.
And I had a T-shirt that everyone from Tesla signed.
Yeah.
And gave it to my little stepsister later.
Yeah.
Much later.
Now, you got it signed by them or you got it at Discount Records?
I got it signed by them. They were at Discount Records.
Discount Records.
And I took a shirt.
That's cool.
Wasn't wearing the shirt because there is a very...
Oh, I understand, yeah.
Signature on one area. Wasn't wearing it no matter what anybody says. I can't think of anything.
No, that's great. So they were real nice about it. They, you got a picture and all that, I'm sure.
I don't...
Of course, back then you didn't have a phone. Nobody had a phone. That's a good point.
I just have the memories.
How about yourself, man?
Not music artists. I've tried. I've just never gotten lucky.
Never met one. What about anyone famous otherwise?
Well, I met and announced for Ron Simmons, a.k.a. he was Farouk in WWE.
Oh, okay, that's big time. That's big time.
Yeah, I got to meet him and get an autographed picture and
that's cool.
Pick his brain a little bit about the industry. And
that's cool, man.
Very personal, very awesome guy, man.
That's dope. And yourself?
I didn't get to meet Steven Tyler, but he made special requests that any young females on his I'm going to end the story there and let you get. No, I'm just.
No, please. Come on, y'all stop.
So 2 friends and I had nosebleed, tickets, for his Living on the Edge and at the Memphis Pyramid, if anyone remembers that.
I do. I saw Van Halen there.
We were there really early, and one of his crew came to us and said, Mr. Tyler wants young women on the front bar.
Oh, yeah, right down there at the very front.
And so that's where we got place.
Well, that's awesome, though.
So that's kind of my only claim to that kind of fame. No, I didn't get to meet him, but I
Well,
was
but
really
you, I
close,
mean, you
yeah.
probably got his sweat on you or
I-
close to it.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, they were an awesome band for a long time.
I
He
love
kind
him.
of looks like an old lady now, but he's still awesome.
He is. Have you ever read his book?
I haven't. Is it a good one?
It's awful.
It's
Yeah.
she said it's awful.
You know, and I'm sorry, Stephen. I love you so much for your music, but you're a terrible person. He's a terrible person.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think a lot of them were. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I'm not sure a lot of them weren't terrible people. If you're wanting to talk about, morality and whatnot, yeah.
Well, I mean, he literally admits to remember when he was sued by the lady for having taken guardianship over her, basically
Yes.
for molestation. She was 16 and he was 24.
Yeah.
I don't know who allowed him to talk about that in his book. It's
But he did?
crazy. He did, and so and admitted all of it. Her parents allowed him to take guardianship of her so that he could take her across state lines.
Yeah.
They were in a relationship for 2 years. So of course that was in the 70s where rock stars got to take 16-year-olds.
Well, it is true, and hell, if you go back to the '60s, they were 13. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we've hopefully improved. I don't think it's probably a good idea to date a 16-year-old if you're a rock star now. Probably wasn't a good idea then. But yeah, hopefully that has changed. Lots changing in the world right now when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, a lot of those guys were kind of sleazy and.
It was a different time, and thank you for letting me talk about Steven Tyler so much. I loved it.
Yeah, this is super weird. I don't know what's going on with this rumor, but Laura, we were sitting at the house last night. She goes, "Hey, have you been following this?" And I'm like, "What is it?" And she said, "It's Tom Cruise." And I said, "Oh, that perked my interest because I like Tom Cruise. I know some people don't. Especially it seems like because of his comments many years ago on postpartum depression, women particularly, including Laura, do not like him. I do. I still think he's awesome. But this is crazy, even if you don't like him. Some celebrity rumors make waves for a bit and kind of fade away. Others, apparently, it says, linger for a long time till they become, more than a rumor. But in this case, several online items have sparked rumors that have been going on for a long time about A-list actor and stuntmen that involve raw grocery store fish. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Rumors of Tom Cruise doing unsavory things to supermarket fish around the globe began spreading on the internet in 2020. It says the stories go back even further. The first recorded item that kicked off this lore comes from a celebrity blog called Crazy Days and Nights, run by a Hollywood entertainment lawyer who goes by the moniker of Inti. And Inti posted a story they had gotten from a reader who'd said they saw him purchase a raw, unwrapped sea bass at a grocery store in Italy, enter the bathroom with said sea bass, and then leave the bathroom without the fish after 10 minutes. You tell me what happened with the fish. I don't know. But I think what they're saying is he was getting some loving with the fish, which seems insane to me that this could even be a rumor.
Do you watch The Boys?
I have not seen it, but I've heard that it's good.
The Deep is a character there that's kind of like Aquaman, kind of.
Okay.
But he has relations with an octopus.
Oh, really?
First thing that popped in my head.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, that's about kind of a comedy about superpowered people.
Yeah, but it's not just funny. I mean, it's kind of dark. It kind of parallels political times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that currently.
Oh, so it's like dark.
It's great.
Why does everything have to be dark though?
I don't know.
It's like I'm looking for some light.
It
Jesus,
is
man.
funny thoh.
It is?
Yeah.
Who else in that? Who's the cast in that?
Well, the only one, Huey, is played by Dennis Quaid's son.
I didn't even know Dennis Quaid's son acted.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Is he?
You know his name? I can't think of it
Yeah,
right now.
Meg Ryan and
Yeah,
Dennis Quaid's son. And when you realize that's who that is, you're like,
You can't
I
unsee it.
absolutely
Can't
see
unsee it. Okay,
I don't know
okay.
his name either.
Meg Ryan in the 80s was on my very top of my list for quite a while. Yeah, from about the time she was in Top Gun, the original one, for probably a good decade after that, she was right there. And then she ill-advisedly got some bad surgery.
That's just
Don't they all?
Yeah.
A lot of them do.
Crazy.
It is so weird because, I understand sometimes, you want to get things tightened up or do this, or maybe you want to put a little bit in your lips to make them a little fuller. I get that. But in her case, she went straight from where she was to Billy Bass.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she had a trout mouth, and it was terrible. It was absolutely among the worst.
That's the norm out there. So they don't see how weird they look, and because you're just more and more done, and that's just normal out there. And then here, where we are,
It's not normal.
no. And then just like we had the same discussion yesterday at work, Keith Urban needs to stop.
Keith Urban is doing it.
Oh yeah, smoothest face I've ever seen. Him and Nicole Kidman both. They need to stop now. Jennifer Aniston, stop.
Oh, she looks awful.
She's like
What
was
happened? She was so natural for so long, and all of a sudden now,
just
I'm like, wait a minute, you went and did something, didn't you?
sold out. Her
Yeah.
lips look terrible.
her face is way too smooth and tight. But she was my celebrity girl crush. Like I love her. And then
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
oh,
she's-
everybody
oh, yeah.
does. Ever since that Brad cheated on her, she became the
she's just
most
gorgeous.
sympathetic woman in the world.
But just beautiful. But it's just stop. It's
Yeah.
enough. Stop.
No, I just don't understand. I watched a lot of reality shows with Laura, and all of these ladies that they're all getting hooked up to these air machines and blowing their stuff up, and I'm just like, I don't even. I mean, it just is hideous to me.
What are they blowing up?
They're just like they hook an air compressor up. I don't know.
Okay,
Some lady last
I
night.
didn't know if somebody was like hooking up.
Yeah, some lady last night had, I don't know, her boobs were like out here, and yet she's wearing a thing that's like this, and I'm like, come on, man. What do you even do? They look like boulders sitting there, first of all. What do you even do? I mean,
I've had my face injected and I loved it. But
you did?
Oh yeah, lips done, Botox, everything's just smooth and pretty. But then there's a point to where, do I keep going, or
Because you kind of have to. Once you start, you really,
Yeah, because,
I mean, in theory, you can't stop if you want to keep that appearance.
yeah, because having my lips filled, they were beautiful, but then now they're kind of more wrinkly on top. So do I keep going because it's kind of like deflated? I don't know. It's just not.
So are they still filled or they're not filled now?
They're not.
They're
filled
back
now.
to, this is this
is it.
The OEM, the original equipment
This
from
is
Marla.
it. Yep. This
Yeah.
is me.
Those are your standard package lips.
Yeah, which are really full lips.
Yeah.
Yes,
no,
they are. I was
Yeah.
about to tell you, shut the F up. Your lips are beautiful.
yeah. As someone who has a top chicken lip, I envy that.
Yeah,
And my
me
bottom lip's beautiful. My top lip's non-existent.
And
I never knew lips mattered so much.
lips and eyebrows.
Oh,
do
you
too.
better get it figured, man.
But if I kept going, it would have been scary. So,
Yeah.
and plus, it's really expensive.
It is expensive. It is. I got Laura some whatever those shots are around you. Yes, yeah, something
they're
along those
so
lines.
great.
Not too far back as a gift, and I was like, "Oh my God, man! How often would this need to be done?" And they told me, and I said, "She's gonna have to get a new man. I can't afford that kind of payment, man. That's more than my car. What are you talking about?"
I don't think she looks bad. I just looked up a recent picture of her.
My wife.
No, Jennifer Aniston. I mean, your wife too,
I was
but
gonna say, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, okay.
Maybe this was
Okay,
right
she
after a
doesn't-
fill or something. I saw an interview with her
I mean-
on
She
Jimmy.
doesn't-
Oh, look at those lips.
No, that's not right. That's not right. No.
Frozen.
Gross.
No, she
She's
looks messed
frozen.
up, man. That's all messed up.
She's
Fair
still
enough.
beautiful, yeah, but
Like, she
it's
doesn't
just-
have any
it's just
expression.
stop right there.
Her top lip stretches all the way across her face.
Yeah.
I know she's had her nose done because she was in the first Leprechaun movie.
Well, yeah, she did. That was a long time ago, though.
which that's
I
fine.
understand
I
that.
don't know. I don't care. She calls me up for a date. I'm saying yes.
Well, I mean,
Well,
true.
why would you say no?
I mean, I don't care.
I would also go. But still,
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
mean,
like, well,
everybody at the table would go. Let's just concede. If Jennifer Aniston walks in right now and goes, "You're going out with me,"
Right,
yep.
I'm like,
I'm on. Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
let's go.
All right, let's do something else.
Patrick and the Peach.
You say elevator, I say fart locker. What?
All right. Listen, if you have need for a late model, low mileage vehicle, look no further than Fitz Auto. These guys have been doing it for a very long time, almost 40 years now. They really are amazing when it comes to working with people, regardless of your credit history. They'll help you reestablish your credit, and they have great vehicles at great prices. They'll work with you on down payment. Go over and see them, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock, or you can go online to fitzauto.com. My family, we've gotten 7 vehicles from them. And I have literally no complaints. They are amazing people. They're a good family, and they're honest folks to deal with. So keep that in mind. So, Bonnie, let's talk a little bit about your firm and what you guys do, because I think that a lot of people may, have questions because it is, while an end of a relationship is not a good thing, it is something that does happen, unfortunately, and people do need help. What is your firm, first of all?
Robertson, Oswalt, and Noni is the name of the firm. My partners are Chris Oswalt and Brianna Noni.
Hold on. Chris, can you see me, Chris? I'm sorry. 'Cause I've been saying Oswalt, not Oswalt. So that's my bad. I'll change that.
That's okay. It's a common, he doesn't care. He's fine with
He
that.
said, I'm good. And just call me Chris.
And we handle primarily family law issues. So that's divorce, custody, child support, paternity, adoption, guardianship. Chris handles probate issues as well. He does estate planning,
Yeah.
things like that. So he's smarter than I am. So he does more than I do. But primarily we do all of the, what I used to call, which is obsolete now, Jerry Springer law.
Oh, okay. Now, I saw something on your website, and I thought that it was interesting. I think it said, if I read it correctly, that in 2021, there was a law change here that made it where the courts deemed that joint custody is actually the better for the child status now. Is that accurate?
Yes, and I can tell you it has been delightful for someone like me who always advocated really strongly for dads who were screwed the minute they walked into the courtroom.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about that. So in 2021, we in Arkansas finally caught up with a lot of the states and made joint and equal time the default. So judges are supposed to start with the assumption that that's what's appropriate for the children. And the only way that doesn't happen is if there's what's called clear and convincing evidence that that's not what is best for the children. So that's a pretty high burden. And I'll tell you, it cut out so much of the crap that I used to have to deal with. And I'm not trying to be sexist, but mostly from the moms who were very proprietary of the children and, just really, and it allowed dads to stop being visitors to their children in the event of divorce and paternity. It applies to paternity as well. So I have loved it.
Well, and not only can it stop you from being a visitor, it can even go further. You can become alienated from your child, and
Yes.
it can become a really, really bad thing. And of course, I think everybody, well, I shouldn't say everybody, a lot of people remember that, in the 70s, when a relationship ended, the mom got the kids, the dad went off and started another family, presumably somewhere, and maybe stopped by, maybe didn't. That's just how it was. And so there was for a long time this presumption that moms were the caretaker guardian, the mama bear. But I think as society changed, I know for me it did, because there wasn't even a question in my mind when, Noah's mom and I split up that I wanted my son half the time. I never wanted to be a weekend dad. I'm not knocking anyone who is. Sometimes it's a fact of life. It's what happens. But I didn't want to do that, and I was willing to go to the mat to make sure. And I'm thankful to this day that I did not. And so I think that's great that dads are getting that, because look, to be honest with you, and again, moms, they're amazing, but there are a lot of amazing fathers out there who work very hard to be very good dads. Whether you guys worked out as a couple or not doesn't diminish the fact that it's great to have two good parents in your life.
Right. It took away so much weaponization of what had gone on during the marriage. It took away weaponization of the fact that the dad had been working a lot. That became something where, and I don't mean to be sexist here, and so forgive me, because it can go both ways, especially now, but a lot of times, it was just a foregone conclusion that the role you played in the marriage, you were stuck there.
Yeah.
It's just not that way anymore. We've codified, I'm going to just say it, we've codified dads' rights to continue parenting their children. They have to make adjustments. Both parents do in the context of divorce. And that's what I've seen my clients doing. They work really hard to change their work hours or, make sure that their home is equipped. So I love it. It was such a good change. It was controversial. A lot of the judges hated being told what they have to start with. And, but most of the judges,
really?
Yeah. Some of them hated that kind of control or codification.
But wasn't it kind of presumed the other way before?
Mm-mm. Well, you'd have to ask how they felt about that. That would be
Oh,
my.
I see. You're saying, but because it wasn't defined as it was presumed, then they were like, well, hey, it was in my purvey to make that call individually, and now you've stripped
Yeah.
that as what they would say.
Yeah.
That'd be an argument.
In reality, a lot of times I could have just called in and said, I have the mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't even have to litigate. So anyway, I'm being
No, but
facetious.
but that's not. I don't think that's all that far. I mean, I've had many friends who've had to fight very hard to get anything, and so I think it is great to see that equal footing coming. Because again, there was a time where it absolutely made sense for the mom to have the kids. Because I don't know, dads just vamped back then.
Well, dads didn't feel empowered. That's my argument about it. And I
can
have
see
my
that.
personal experiences with
Yeah.
that. I have a 32-year-old stepdaughter, so we lived that. We lived the reality of a dad's role in the context of not being with the mother. So one of my favorite things is to have a young man come in and find out that nope, he's not stuck with every other weekend. I love the looks on their faces and the excitement that they get
Yeah.
in hearing what their rights are. So I love it. I love that statute.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm glad. I'll tell you that sometimes I feel bad. I see like California and some of these states that are alimony states, and I guess that must be that's a whole different animal, isn't it?
We award alimony. Alimony exists in Arkansas. It's very discretionary. It's very difficult to predict, but yeah,
It can happen.
it's available.
Yeah. Well, it seems very common in other places, in other states.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right, and it is not common in Arkansas.
No, not at all. All right. So, of all the things in law that you've done, what can you describe a particular, without betraying any confidence, a particular moment where you went, "This is the best day ever"? A win or a case or something that you got.
Yeah, over so many years, I'll bet there are so many, but the one that just literally comes to mind is a client who, for 6 years, for 2.5 years with my representation, fought against molestation allegations, which were absolutely false. And I can say that. They just were. And he fought and fought and fought. And after 6 more years of being with his daughter, continually increasing his visitation with her, he got full custody.
Wow.
So that happened this last year, and I was with him for every step of the way. And I can't even tell you, it was
What a
see
finish
that
line to
journey.
cross.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and people, we call it the nuclear option, and it is these people, usually the woman who decides, this isn't going the way I want it to go, and it's a pathology. I'm not saying that they plan the lie, but then they make these sexual abuse allegations,
Yeah.
and
Because they're hard to prove. And
absolutely
and
hard to
unfortunately easy to sublimate the child somewhat, and inadvertently to them pull them in, and so I'm glad. That is a good story.
And I'm not minimizing when that really is. something
No,
that's going
we
on.
understand that.
Yeah,
no.
good. I don't want people to think that it's made me very careful about just believing the allegation,
Yeah,
because I see it falsely lodged
Leveraged.
so much.
really.
Oh yeah,
Wow. It seems so dark to do that, doesn't it?
it does. It's unfathomable to me. You at one point you loved each other, and then to
Right.
go that far but it really is some sort of pathology. I don't, but anyway.
Yeah, but all right. Well, good enough. Good enough. Well, let's do something else here, shall we? Coming up next, we've got a double shot of not a damn thing. This is Patrick and the People, bitches. We ain't playing music here. Get back to the jaw jacking. Fair enough. Listen, you may be in need of a roof, and if you are, then Titan Roofing Company is who you want to talk to. I know Jeremy and Josh. I've known them for many years. They're very, very good people. Here's a couple reasons I like them. Number one, 10-year transferable warranty. It's unheard of in the roofing industry to have a transferable warranty. If you have that, it's magic if you're selling your home. If you get a roof and 5 years later you want to sell and you've got a transferable warranty, that is huge. Number two, and maybe more important to you, is that they are known for getting the insurance company to approve the claim, even claims that have been turned down before, and they do all the work for you. So go to TitanRoofing.com. It's TitanRoofingCompany.com. Let me say it again, TitanRoofingCompany.com, and check out what they've got there. I think you'll be very, very pleased with what you see. A couple more comments here. Mike said good morning. Clay said good morning. Latasha, hey Latasha, how you doing? She said, I met Jelly Roll's wife Tuesday. Did you? Was she cool? She seems like a super nice lady. Tina said good morning. And let's see. All right.
We had a couple comments on just your Facebook stream
Yeah.
here. People talking about Tom Cruise and saying he's
What'd they say?
bass boinker, trout tickler, snapper clapper, flounder plounder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
These are all
great.
nicknames. That was
Yeah. Okay. Do they have more? I love this.
somebody else. Joe Williams said Tom Cruise is a shad shagger.
A shad shacker. Yeah. I like shad shagger or shacker?
Shagger.
Shagger. Yeah. I like that. Shad shagger. Yeah. That's good. A trout tapper. Yeah.
Wendy Ann Heindel said amazing dads need rights. So.
Need rights.
Need rights. Yeah.
Yes, they do. Amazing dads need rights. You're right. And amazing moms. With every
Absolutely.
parent, really, it's supposed to be about the best interest of the kid.
Right.
And I think that it's very easy to lose objectivity. It's very easy to get caught up in the emotions of everything and to make very poor decisions. But if you can, step back from that battlefield and just look at it, from your child's perspective, man, that's the best thing you can do is work it out where it's equal, it's fair, it's good for everybody.
At least.
And it provided that it's not a toxic or unhealthy environment.
Right.
Right.
I wanted to ask Bonnie a question. A friend of mine if that's okay.
Of
Yes,
course.
it is, of course.
So a friend of mine just got divorced, and they have joint custody, but she has to pay him $750 a month in child support.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's new, or what is going on with that?
It is new. Another thing that Arkansas is no longer the minority in how we do child support. Most states do it this way, where you plug both parties' income into a chart, into a spreadsheet, and whoever makes more money is going to be paying something. So it's kind of an offset amount. She must out earn him. She must make a lot more. And the idea is to equalize. The idea behind it, the principle is to equalize the resources for both houses. And it's painful for people to have half the heavy lifting and still pay money to their ex. And it's tough, but it really comes down to the numbers. The judges have discretion to award something else more or less, but they almost never do and I don't blame them. The last thing they want is a reputation among lawyers that we can argue about that too. So
Right.
They want to just keep it with the numbers, whatever they are, plug them in, and that's who pays.
So, with my oldest son being divorced and having joint custody, could his ex-wife take him back now, years and like my grandson's 13? Could his mother take him back to court and try to because he makes way more now than he did, when they divorced? Is that possible or no?
Well, I will answer that question if you want me to, but the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Child support is modifiable all the way through the 18th birthday or graduation from high school. So, yeah, and you have to establish that the income has changed by 20%. And it sounds like that's probably a deal. So,
Yeah, no, that definitely can happen. It's very interesting that.
speaking from experience.
Yeah, I maybe.
I mean, I get child support and all that, but joint custody, especially when grandson is with my son way more now that he's older, and maybe even more than the 50-50, honestly, if that's still.
That could be a factor in deviating from it. You could make the argument.
Yeah, but to legal and physical is a little bit different, as you know. And so while that on the surface seems like a good argument, it may not hold really, But if we're quiet about it, maybe she won't hear and she'll move on with her life. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean, just let her move on.
I mean, I was just asking. I mean, it's
No,
not.
it's a good question. It's a great question, actually. It's weird. Some of the things that people you don't expect will do. And I can talk, I know you couldn't talk about this because of confidentiality, but I can. When I went to court once, my ex took me to court, and she was claiming all kinds of expenses on me. One of which was, hey, you're not paying for school lunch like you're supposed to, right? And I'm like, listen, we offer every single day to make his lunch, and half the time he takes it, sometimes he doesn't, and so she was asking for X amount of dollars, but thanks to my amazing attorney over here, come to find out, he was eating lunch free. He was on the free lunch program, and she wanted me to pay her back for the lunch that she never bought. People sometimes are
Yeah.
nefarious. They're schemers.
People they're truly at their worst often. While I'm working with them and for them, people are just in their worst crises, and they'll do some pretty desperate things.
It's got to be, sometimes I would think as an attorney, and I don't think in that term, but you have probably a higher burden than most on ethical things. Not that all of us shouldn't be ethical, but I think attorneys are certainly held to a certain standard that
Theoretically.
is different. Yeah, in theory, right? Yeah, but it's got to be difficult sometimes because you may have a client that, let's be honest, you don't like them all that much. Maybe you don't even like them at all,
Right.
but you still have to represent them in good faith, right?
Correct.
That's got to be a challenge at times to be on the other side of the equation where maybe this isn't the better parent, but I
Right.
still have to fight for it.
It does happen. I'll tell you though, it's like any other job. I think the part of your job that you don't really care for, you still do it well. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you understanding that. But yeah, you just know what your job is, and we're in a lot of ways lawyers are brokers. We're brokers of deals.
That's fair. Yeah.
You take the facts that you have and the client that you have, and you try to get them just the best deal that you can get them.
Yeah.
Whether that's through the judge or through settlement. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about this. I think this is a very interesting story, and as we have a legal expert somewhat here, a rally was taking place apparently in New York, and this is the district where Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC as she's called, is, and apparently there was a big protest. It was a pro-migrant and a pro-sex worker group, and they're calling for police to stop clamping down on prostitution and illegal vendors operating in that area. Now, it's a 2-mile stretch on Roosevelt Avenue in the neighborhoods of Elmhurst, North Corona, Jackson Heights, and Queens. It's become known as the Red Light District, parts of which encompass her district. But where those are described as scantily dressed prostitutes solicit sex during allegedly hours of the day and night. Illegal street vendors are on the sidewalks doing things, and but they're saying, hey, this is a big problem. They're trying to start changing this, and they're fighting now. They're protesting, saying, listen, leave us alone. We want you to decriminalize this and let us do our thing. What do you think? I mean, is that the way to go, is to decriminalize prostitution? Just let it happen out there. I mean, we all know it happens anyway, right? What are your thoughts? Do you have thoughts on it?
Oh, I do.
I love it.
We have a template for that, and I won't pretend to know the ins and outs, but we have Las Vegas where it's legal. And so I think looking at what they do right and what they do wrong and the impact that it has had would be a good idea. But I'll tell you, in general, yeah, I would support decriminalizing sex work.
But so here's the question, and I think this is where the real frustration from the other side comes in is, okay, so we say, yeah, let's do that. Let's make that legal. That's fine. And for what it's worth, I don't disagree. What I do disagree with is I don't think that in a pub, right here on the street corners and right here in front of everybody, and that's where that should take place. I think maybe if you're going to do it, it needs to be in a designated place instead of you walking streets scantily clad or topless or whatever it may be, which you do see this happening a lot right now. They're having a big problem in Los Angeles with it, where literally you can walk topless and they can't do anything, So I think there's a sensibility side of things where maybe you don't want your kids or maybe even you don't want to see it, whatever, versus, doing the right thing otherwise. So how do you reconcile these things?
I get that. And as you know, the strip clubs have certain parameters. They can't be within a certain distance of schools and this
Right.
and that. And so I do think that that's important. and possible. I don't know what Las Vegas would give us as far as a good template, but yeah, I would still support decriminalizing. If it's not illegal, it can be regulated.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. It's an argument that it's your body, it's your choice. I mean, look, it's not the oldest profession in the world for no reason.
Right.
OnlyFans is out there, I mean, people are doing stuff right there all the time. So it's not really that much different, except that, when you're in that public eye and it's visible to everyone, it becomes problematic. So I think you make a very good point, which is, look, Las Vegas does have, technically prostitution is not even legal in the city. You have to go out to the county where it's actually legal to do that. But they can come and hand out their little things and flyers and cards and I'm sure it does happen. I mean, I'm not going to lie and think it doesn't happen. Like, you're not going right up to the hotel to do your business. But yeah, what do you think, Marla?
Kind of both sides. You said I'm a hardcore liberal, right?
No, I said you're pretty far left. Yeah,
You said that.
I might have. Yeah, I might have said
Kind
that.
of like whole my body, my choice. My daughter does work in a club for
Okay.
adult entertainment.
Okay.
But no one can walk around the street shirtless or pantsless here,
Right.
and so so there should be regulations. But yeah, I think to make it legal, I do.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I think that the biggest challenge that we have today as a society, and just in my humble opinion, is that we don't talk. We talk past each other.
Absolutely.
We just yell, I believe this, and nobody tries to find that common ground where we can go, okay, I get it. You want it to be legal? I'm down with that. We're just asking for some sensibilities here to protect everybody else from having to see your nudity and whatever business you want to do, And I think that's a fair compromise to people. And I think we need more compromise. I did say you were left or liberal, and I said it tongue in cheek, having a good time, because I'm not either. I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I'm not anything. I'm just whatever I am. But it is funny to say that, because I know that it gets a little rise out of you. Just a little bit.
I don't even know what those words mean.
I know, right? What do you think, man? Rich?
I guess I'm the odd one out here. I was gonna say that no, I think it should stay legal. And
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm not gonna lie and say like I've never been in a strip club or anything like that. But
Sure.
again, just like it's your body, your choice to do that. It's my choice to go in there. It's
Yeah.
my choice to go to OnlyFans.com.
That's true.
I don't want it, being on the side of the street when I'm going to pick my kid up a donut or something like that.
Yeah, no,
That's where regulations would come in. You're not walking the streets, and the women would be safer.
I mean, I get
Yeah.
that, but then what's it going to eventually lead to? The hooker union? Like,
yeah.
Why
I
not?
think they have one. I think they have a stripper union.
Just like the ones in Vegas, because we all saw that show, the Bunny Ranch or whatever, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all like tested and clean and safe. And safe to me is huge. When my daughter started dancing, which that's a safe environment, but also, is it a safe environment? I mean, I just
Here's the thing. Look, it's happening,
Yeah.
whether it's happening in front of you or not.
regardless, yeah.
It's happening everywhere all the time. I mean, that's the fact of life. Sometimes it's more overt than others. So I hear what you're saying. I think keeping it where it is separated from everything else is a smart idea. But it is an interesting conversation, to say the least. And while we're talking about that, let's continue down this dirty rabbit hole. A professional women's soccer club in Spain is catching a lot of backlash after two bearded people played for their team. Club Esportia Europa, based out of Barcelona, took the field over the weekend with two players, Alex Llanos and Neil Labella, who are transitioning from female to male. The New York Post notes that Llanos and Labella are not yet permitted to play for men's teams, as they haven't completed a transition. But when I'm looking at these photos, these cats got beards like they've been living in the woods for a while.
this seems to be a popular thing that keeps coming up in sports. Because wasn't there like a boxer in the Olympics or whatever that was transition, and then everybody was arguing, oh, they shouldn't have been allowed to.
And then there's the volleyball person who has been in the news a little bit
Yeah.
with that. But you know, this is a weird space for, I think, everybody to be in and try to sort through, because there's a lot of, forgive me for saying, moving pieces here. Yeah, I meant that. Anyway, it is an interesting thing because, you know, here you have the girls team with a couple guys with beards. And, you know, as someone who's always advocated for females in my mind, you know, I'm like, I don't like this. You know, I don't feel good about this. But tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, the Olympic boxer was not transgender, if I'm not mistaken.
She was not.
She had whatever her physical condition was a little bit vague on gender. So
Okay.
I don't want to misspeak, but there
Right.
so she wasn't literally transgender. As far as transgender, I think it's wonderful that we all talk about it so much. Everyone may be sick of it, but when people are talking about it, we're educating ourselves, we're making progress. And so I'm very supportive of people getting to live the lives that they want to live. It makes no difference in my paycheck.
That is correct.
As far as the crossing over into sports, you know, I understand both sides of that,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. And then I've really kind of been careful about formulating an opinion because I feel like first of all, I'm not a sports fan.
Right. I
So
understand
I probably
that.
don't have a right to, but I understand the concern, especially of a birth assigned male who's transitioned to female fighting or competing in female sports. I understand the concern, but that's about as far as I'll go, is to say I understand it. I think that concern is utilized to extol hatred and for people to use as an excuse to stay ignorant about the struggles of transgender people. I think that people see something like that where their concern could be valid and they justify their hatred and bigotry with that subject. So that's about as far as I will go on that.
No,
That's
I
very well said.
I appreciate the candidness there, and I don't necessarily disagree. I do think that a lot of things do get weaponized when they're out there, but I also think it is a real concern, and I don't necessarily. I will not stop short of saying I'm not a fan of intermingling these things,
Yeah.
you know, because there is a bone density difference, there is a muscular difference, no matter what we do. I'm fine. Look, if you're going from, you know, girl to boy, okay, but if you're going from guy to girl and you want to compete in girl sports, I do have a challenge with that because I think it's dangerous. I don't think it's fair inherently, and that's I come down, for me, it's about fairness. You know, I do want everyone to compete. I think everyone deserves to be able to compete. And for what it's worth, you know, I tell people this all the time. Look, I live local, okay? I don't live in New York. I don't live in California. I don't live where these people are fighting with each other all the time. I live right here. And I have to deal with what's in front of me right now. And honestly, I very little do I experience of this scenario at all. However, if I did, or if I do meet someone who is trans, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care your religion. I don't care any of it. Just don't be a dick. That's my rule. Don't be a dick. And if you don't be a dick, everybody's good. I mean, I think really, as I always say, 10% on one side, 10% on the other want no success. They want nothing but to keep pushing people, trolling people, upsetting people, keeping people going, baiting people, whatever you want to call it. The other 80% of us are just trying to get through the damn day and get to the end and maybe have enough to get a beer or two at the end of the day and hang out.
Yeah.
It's those 10% on either end that are the loudest, so that's what we hear the most.
It is, and that's why, you know, while I am media, so to speak, I encourage people to get away from all that news and stuff. Try to get. I don't care what kind of news, what channel it is. It doesn't matter, because none of them are there to bring you up. None of them are there to make you feel happy. None of them are there to make you feel good about life. They're there to sensationalize things because that's what sells. You know, that's what gets you, is whatever's upsetting you. You can sit there and get worked up and yell at the TV or the radio or whatever it may be that you're the computer, anything.
Well,
What?
I was just gonna say I'd agree with you on that same
Yeah.
token. Like I have friends that are trans, and I consider them great friends. So
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Who
absolutely,
cares? Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. What I don't want is someone to be a dick.
right.
If you come, you got a chip on your shoulder, you're an asswipe, then I'm going to tell you you're an asswipe, and it's not because of anything other than you're an asswipe.
Robbie
You know?
on Facebook said nothing against transgenders in sports. He actually thinks they should have their own division.
I would
maybe
be
that
I
would
would be
be
very open to that actually if it could be done right. If
What
it's
about that?
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
think that could be fair.
How do you guys feel about and I don't know where you would draw this line. It's probably too arbitrary. How would you feel about a sport that is not strength dependent? So you take
Right.
boxing out of it, but you leave
Yeah.
basketball, you leave soccer, you leave the things, because I'll be honest, I feel like if a transgender woman having transitioned from male wants to play soccer, as long as she has transitioned, and because what we're doing is assuming that person is going to biologically be better than the women. Now, I heard what you guys said about the WNBA. So I think I know your opinion, but it's kind of like, well, what if that raises the bar?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? So again, I'm not a sports fan. I
No,
probably have no credibility here, but
I appreciate what you're trying to do and what you're saying. I really do. I really do. It's an issue that you can talk about ad nauseum, obviously, but just like everything else that gets sensationalized, if you think about your day, just your day, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, what you interact with, every store you go to, every person you talk to, how many of these conflict issues are showing up right in the middle of your day to erupt in your face? And the answer is probably almost none of them. Gas prices.
Right.
Yeah, grocery store prices, inflation, that's in your face. Okay. But other than that, is there really anything that's there? There are some things, but I think that putting things in perspective is important, and living local and in the area you're in really helps with that. So if you disconnect from all the noise and stuff, look, do your voting thing. If that's your bag, do your civic duty, get out and vote. That's the way you try to make your voice count. I think maybe it still counts. I don't know. But I think so. If that's your thing, go vote and do that, but then walk away.
Right.
Because you can't do another damn thing about it unless you want to run for office and join the scallywags that are up there fleecing us now. So I'm just keeping it real. All right, let's do a palate cleanser here.
No one talk to me till I have my coffee.
Honey, never mind.
That's pretty funny. All right, so here is a study. Let's see if I can pull this up. It's giving me a hard time. Hold on one second here. Let me go over here and I'll get it. But a study about fast food, and I'm sure that many of you, including myself, do participate on some level with fast food. It's hard in this society not to do that from time to time. We're pretty busy people in general. And so a new study has come out about fast food, and according to this anyway, maybe your service isn't getting better. It says if you feel like the service at your go-to fast food restaurant is going downhill, you're not the only one. New research agrees. An AI-based intelligence company released their reputation ranking that finds across the industry, fast food service is getting worse. They reported that the 25 largest fast food restaurants, it finds overall complaints are up, wait times are longer, mobile ordering is causing chaos. Using AI, researchers analyzed Google reviews of 100 randomly selected locations. So they looked at customer reviews of food quality, service quality, and value. Wait times are up. Comments claim that their order took a long time, increased by almost 35%. Customers report they wait anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour to get their food. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Are you getting that Ubered? Mobile orders are a real problem, with complaints about them at 52%. Most related to the order wasn't ready when it was promised to be. Reviews, while service is on the decline across the industry, they do point out some chains are getting it right. Now, as you might imagine, number one, for getting it right, Chick-fil-A, still number one. You know, I mean, look, I don't care what you think. They service, man. They do a great job on their service. I mean,
They are like the nicest fast food employees.
yeah, they've been told if you're not nice, you're fired.
Yeah.
And so, and you know what? That works actually, believe it or not. In most cases, if you just tell them, hey, this is part of the job,
Yeah.
either you can be nice or you can go.
That's what I tell my girls.
Yeah. Is it?
I don't follow it myself, but I tell them that. Yeah.
Well, all of them are very nice. I'll say that.
haven't
Yeah,
even-
so it's worked.
You haven't met our new crew either, so
Oh, I haven't.
no, a bunch
Well, I'll
of new
come
ones.
down there and meet them.
You should.
I should do that. All right. Behind that was Hardee's. Okay. Arby's, McDonald's, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, Zaxby's, Panda Express, Five Guys, and Taco Bell.
Isn't that all of them?
No, that's not all of them, but there's just the order of best to not as good, I guess.
No one goes to Hardee's and Arby's, so it's easy
That's
for them to
so funny.
service.
I do not understand. They must do like this amazing breakfast because
Drug front.
Hardee's,
There you go.
I don't understand. Hey, let me ask you this. Hold on. I have to sidetrack myself because you know Benton pretty well, right?
Yes, yes,
You're familiar with the Severe, the last exit there,
yes,
and there's a Vietnamese buffet right there.
yes.
Can anyone tell me why there's never been a car in that parking lot, but it's always open? Every once in a while I'll see a car, but it's always open. Nobody's ever there. What's
I'm going
going
there
on?
tomorrow.
No,
Now
they're
I'm
shut down.
curious.
They're
Did they finally shut down?
They're the nicest family in the world, and
They
they're,
probably are, but I just always go by. They're always open. Nobody's there. I'm like, are they?
Yeah, it doesn't mean heroin is not flying through there.
oh gosh. But yeah, we went there not too long. We went there not too long ago, and it was great.
They're very nice heroin dealers.
Vietnamese food, but that was when it was Pho 98.
Yeah,
not
that's
when
what
it
it's called. What was it called?
It was Pho 98.
Pho?
Yeah,
Pho.
Pho food.
As in PHO.
Yeah,
PHO.
pho.
Oh,
That's how
okay.
you
Yeah.
say
It used to be
Is it
what?
pho? Okay.
Did it used to be Hunan or something?
I don't know. Maybe.
Alice?
Yeah, and that's when it had
Or
the
no.
bad reputation. But
Okay.
the Pho people, so kind.
So they
It's
bought it,
such
but the
good food.
reputation may have preceded
Maybe
them. And,
they were
and-
never open. I mean, I'm sorry, never busy, but such good food and nice people. Like so nice.
Well, I'm glad you told me that because for years I've thought this must be a drug front. 'Cause there's no way this place is open.
We all thought that.
There's no way they're serving food in there. You know, I'm going to go in there and they're going to look at me like, what are you here for? Buffet? No, we don't have that. We got some smack, though. Okay. So, fast food wise, though, have you noticed a decline in service in general?
I don't really go.
Congratulations. That is a prize right there.
I mean, we go. No, I have not noticed.
I've seen your husband's abs. He doesn't go. He's like
He,
the dude in Step Brothers who goes, I haven't had a carb in 6 years.
he's
Derek.
he's good carbs. I mean, I definitely eat fast food more than him, but it's not
Okay.
tons and tons.
All right.
I
Let
have
me
noticed nothing.
let me talk with someone more forthcoming here. Rich, have you noticed any service change in fast food?
When you first started talking about that, the first thought was, who goes to fast food expecting like great service? I mean, you're already going to fast food, but
Okay.
the long-standing joke, especially with a pretty big chain, has been, hey, you go to the first window to pay, the second window to grab your food, and the third window to tell them what they got wrong.
So,
Yeah. No, that's
you know,
fair.
it's-
That is fair.
Been, I wouldn't say it's gotten worse, but it's been pretty consistently bad since I was 16 and worked at a fast food restaurant.
Okay.
Wasn't McDonald's in trouble now for all the E. coli?
yes.
Oh, well, I mean, yes, they have an E. coli thing going on, I guess. They think maybe it's,
In their
is
quarter
that what-
pounders. Yeah.
yeah.
The
Why are
big-
you hating?
I,
The new
You
mix-
seem very joyful in that. You trying to take Ronald down? You trying to take Ronald out?
somebody needs to.
I like Ronald.
Don't make me bow up.
Look, they put in a
Yeah.
$5 meal right now. I need that in my life.
I'm not. I mean, that's great.
That's
I'm
a
just
throwback,
saying, you
a
brought it
$5
up.
meal.
You brought it up.
Did I?
Have you tried the new chicken Big Mac yet?
No, I have not.
Either.
That sounds like one of the fattest things I'd ever do. You know what have you ever seen those TikToks, the fattest thing you've ever done?
Oh, I had to get rid of it.
Oh, no, they're so good. They say this is the fattest thing I've ever done, and they tell you something to do with food that is probably something
I
you
love
shouldn't
it.
do. The fattest thing I've ever done, I did it this week, and it was I wanted to have some breakfast before I left the house to come here, and the milk it's just a little bit. And so I was like, I need to finish, I got to swallow, wash my food down. I don't want to have tea this morning. And so I just, the creamer you use in coffee, like the French vanilla, I just mixed it in there. Said, yep, that's like milk. I'll do that. That's the fattest thing I've ever done in my life.
It's gross.
Yeah, no. Look, I needed to eat, man. Stop, you haters.
Like on cereal or just drinking it
No,
with your...
it was just with my milk.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
No, I wouldn't put it on my cereal. That's really fat.
Yeah.
It's like putting syrup on your
really
cornflakes.
Drink
Yeah.
it with your ice cream and cake.
Yeah. What do you yeah, I know that you're pretty svelte. Do you guys ever do the fast food or no?
Yeah, every now and then. And my son worked at McDonald's for a while. And I will tell you guys, it was managed so poorly, and I'm not going to call out which store, that I can see why service and all the other, it was just managed so poorly. But anyway, so
well, let me just say this. If your son by chance worked for the one in Benton, where I worked when I was a kid, it's still managed by the same people and it's still bad.
Well, and it was not in Benton, so that just
Okay,
shows.
well, there you go.
Universal.
And it was. I know that one of my buddies was hooking up with the manager, and probably shouldn't have been because he was 17.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Now we thought he was cool because of that, but yeah, obviously that is very wrong. That's wrong. I'm sorry.
Falling asleep in your morning shower? We'll wake you up.
All right, I know that I'm late. Let's just do this. You just got to be patient with me because we're trying to make all this work right.
This is the segment, not like the other. People do stupid shit, you say, oh brother. Hey, it's not a copy or a clone of any previous bit. But if you think so...
Summer, so it's going to be a hot Patrick summer. You get ready for it, okay? Let's get into some of these crazy people here because you need to know. Young woman... Oh, hold on. Here we go. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Okay. Stop it. Okay. All right, so... Oh, geez, Louise. Hold on, I got to... All of a sudden, these pop-ups. It's like a virus that jumped out of here. Okay. A woman has been left horrified after finding a strange metal object embedded in a to-go pizza from Pizza Hut. You don't want to find any metal in your pizza. That's never going to be a good thing for you. Amber, 24, took to X to share a photo of the bizarre discovery after discovering it baked in the crust of her margarita pizza. She tagged the fast food chain in the post, said, hey, can you explain this? The contraption, which is hooked at both ends, covered nearly the entire edge of a slice of pizza. Several commentators pointed out the object was likely attached to the oven and fell into the pizza while being cooked. Yeah, you could see. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you'd bitten into that? Ooh, man, you would have lost a chiclet for sure on that one. That would have been a lawsuit, 100%. All right, let's go right here then. Okay. Oh, look at this, it's crazy. All right. Washington College in Chestertown, Maryland, one of the oldest colleges in the country, is trying to get with the times. First with a change to its logo. The school was chartered in 1782. It made it the first college to do so after the U.S. became independent. So where are we going with this? What is the headline on this? Oh, they've left their cursive logo behind. That's the bottom line. It was cursive since 1782, but because people can't read it as much anymore, they've now had to change that to print because no one could read it. Congratulations, we're doing a fantastic job here in the country. All right, so here you go. A roller coaster. Terrified thrill seekers forced to climb down on foot from a roller coaster. Footage went viral on TikTok Monday. It showed people clinging to a railing as they carefully made their way down from the ride at the Parque del Cafe. That's a theme park in Colombia. The person who got the video said a power outage caused the coaster to stop halfway through the journey. So there was a power outage. All the passengers had to get off and walk. Some people are scared, nervous, but it's a unique experience. Well, I guess that's a positive attitude to have. I mean, I'm going to be pretty pissed off if I got to climb down from the roller coaster. I mean, that's not part of the deal there. Have you ever had a ride go bad on you when you were riding, or have a problem?
Only because of my motion sickness, not the ride.
Okay, not the ride. How about either of you? No.
Nope.
Now, are you guys fair goers? Do you go to the state fair?
Not in years, but I used to love it. But
Used
not
to love
anymore. Yeah.
I've never been to the state fair.
State fair.
Skipped this year, but usually go for the food.
All right. Well, they have a ride. I think commonly it's referred to as the Himalayan, and it goes around. All right. It's the one where you get on it. It's playing loud music, and the guy goes, "Do you want to go faster?" And everybody's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "No," because there's always a fat guy in the seat next to me, and when it gets to that G-force, I'm like, "Get off of me, man! Get off of me!" I guess y'all haven't had that experience at the fair.
I wish. I mean, thinking of.
Sorry to assault you, Rich.
No, you're good,
I
man.
was thinking of the Scrambler. Is that the one where there's
The Scrambler's another name for it.
that
Yes,
one.
yes,
Oh,
that one
yeah.
will spin you around, and as its
Pushes
name
me
implies.
into- Yeah.
I'll try to stay out of your cart next time.
Well, you're not that guy. You know, you seem to smell delightful, to be honest with you. So I don't have any problem with that. All right. Apparently, Jason Kelsey is saying that he was not sleeping at the Taylor Swift show. Apparently, that is some kind of controversy that's come up. So he took to social media to explain to everyone, no, I was just thinking about something and whatnot. But apparently, it's a topic of conversation. He's asleep at his girl's concert. I mean, everything's just a comment now, isn't it?
I'm
Can,
so
can people just enjoy living?
Yeah, and he's probably seen the concert like 20 times. Let him rest.
Hell, I'd
exactly
probably
what I was
sleep
gonna
too, to be honest with you. I mean,
He's
Yeah.
got a game coming up. Let him
yeah,
rest.
or just played one. I mean, probably just being supportive out there, and that I think that's completely silly to go after these people like I don't know how this couple's even going to make it, to be honest.
Leave him alone. I mean, I'm sick of hearing about it because I mean,
I really am. Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with them. They're great. She can go to the games. He can go to her concerts. Just who cares? And people just like, why is she at the game? Quit showing her. Quit showing anybody if you're going to quit showing her. Just who cares? Leave him alone.
Look, nobody would have even known about the NFL if it wasn't for Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
I mean, let's thank
Never
her
heard
for
of it.
bringing attention to football. Thank God. It's very important. All right. So let's go. Here you go. McDonald's believes slivered onions actually to be the cause of an E. coli outbreak. It sickened nearly 50 others. They said the onions in question came from a single source. They were packaged and sent to restaurants raw. The USDA suggests they be pulled, and McDonald's has done so, and any of the beef used in that affected areas as well. 49 people across 10 states were affected. Food poisoning is no fun. I'll tell you that. It's the worst. If you've not had it, trust me, you know if you get it, and it ain't a tummy ache. It comes from every end, and it's leaving, okay? And you have no control over it. It's no fun. You're like a sprinkler head, out of control. I'm just saying that's what happens to your body. The daylight savings time ends, is it this week? Next week. 2 in 5 people will go through some kind of withdrawal-ish situation from that. People talk about having, what is it? Is it called SADS?
Yeah.
Situationally affected disorder?
Seasonal
Seasonal,
okay.
affective disorder.
Yeah. Now, do you get that? Do
No,
you
I
feel-
like the change. So
You do?
Yeah,
You
I like
do.
change both ways. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know about yourself.
I do. I actually do suffer from seasonal.
You okay? How about you?
Nothing significant. I like the changes too, and I think this is the last time, right? It's gone after this fall.
Is it?
We fall back, and that's it.
That's it.
Hold
That'll
on,
be
what
the
are you
regular
talking
time from
about?
now on.
Do they
No. What are you saying with your mouth? What are you saying with your mouth?
So, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but we will fall back, and then next year there will be no spring forward, which
I like
means
spring forward the
I do
most.
too. It means that it's going to get dark at like
No, that
7:30 or
can't
8
be
in
right.
Summer.
That can't be right.
Well, I mean, they've been
hope I'm
talking about
wrong,
it
but
for
I don't
years.
think I am. Yeah, I think this is it.
No. You would go the other way, wouldn't you? You wouldn't leave it in the dark, would you?
Well, the idea is that we don't want it to be dark past 7 a.m., which I agree. So we're going to fall back so that it's light earlier in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
And it
if
was
I'm
only
wrong, I'm
changed.
going to feel bad.
It was only changed for harvesting anyway, right? So there's not much.
That's one tale of the story. I think really it had to do with electricity usage predominantly
Okay.
in the era, and people not using as much electricity. So when you're out and about and doing your things, you're not running appliances.
I still flip those lights on at high noon. I don't know why.
I always heard it was to like deter criminal activity.
Did you? There have been many, many myths and urban legends about why, but the bottom line is it's trash,
Yeah.
and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I like the longer light.
I like
at
longer
the
light,
day.
Yeah.
but I also like change. So I like
No,
it.
no,
When,
and that's
yeah,
I get you.
like it when it changes. But I
Okay.
do like it. I hate when it gets dark at 5 o'clock and I'm still at work.
See, that's
Piss
what I'm
me
saying.
off.
That
Yeah.
to me is unacceptable.
Yeah.
So I may have to leave.
Oh yeah, I mean
You
it's
may have to leave.
noon now. It's going to be dark pretty soon.
Or I may just not observe it. I may not change my time. And everyone else can revolve around Patrick's time because I'm going to be up when it's light. That's how I want to do it.
It's time.
Yeah, I like driving into work when it's dark and then leaving when it's light. I prefer that over.
Having daylight left. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I feel kind of sad. I hate to say it. I don't mean that as a pun, but I do. I feel kind of sad that I can't do anything. Right at the end of the day, I'm like, damn, I'm just going to go home and sit there. Now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Netflix
Watch
and chill.
TV and hang out and talk, which is all fine. It's just like, I'd love to be outside and do some things. So I hope that that's not correct, Bonnie. I'm
Find anything?
uh,
No, I was looking it up online, but everything.
well here. Our people will tell us. Let's see.
Right.
Somebody tell us what's going on because I don't know if that's true or not. So I'm going to count on you guys to let us know.
Well, Wendy just posted on Facebook, said, ask Arizona. They don't change times at all.
Well,
They
never have.
they don't. They do not in Arizona. They're probably very reasonable people there. Let's see. For those who don't know, Kristen Bell is the voice of Anna in Frozen. Well, that ran the world for about a decade, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let it go.
Huh?
Oh, let it go.
Oh God, don't do that. Please don't start that. Let it go. Stop. God. Yeah.
Welcome to the sing along on today's episode.
Yeah, right. This fact stunned a surprising amount of people who watched the Good Place actress singing "Love Is an Open Door" with TikTok stars this week in a video. Apparently, this Anthony Gargiulo and Jonathan Tilken are known for singing duets with high-profile acts, but Belle voices the role of Princess Anna in both installments of the movie, and I guess everybody was, surprised to find out it was her.
I think I know way too much about pop culture because I'm like, who didn't know that Kristen Bell was the voice and an excellent singer? But it's just, I don't know.
No, but you probably are an advanced pop culture student.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's surprisingly not everyone is.
I know. It's
You
crazy.
may be shocked by that, but sick people like you and I do keep up with these weird
She's
things.
also married to Dax Shepard.
Yeah,
Kind
I
of
like
blows
Dak
people's
Shepard.
mind. Oh yeah, he's great. Yep.
Have
Yeah.
you seen Nobody Wants This with Kristen Bell? It's a
What is
limited
it?
series. It was on Netflix, I think. It's called Nobody Wants This. Really good. It's
Really, it's pretty good, huh? What kind of series is it?
It's a rom-com, but it's like there are a few laugh out loud,
Yeah.
lines. So it was really well done.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite series of all time, if you had one?
I will tell you, I heard you talking about this, and Breaking Bad is probably, it's got to be
It's
one
way
or
up
two
there.
for me.
Way up there.
It's just amazing. I love
Man.
Schitt's Creek too. Have you guys seen Schitt's Creek?
I
Absolutely.
have seen it, and
I've seen it
I
like
didn't love it.
10 times.
I love Eugene Levy so much. Matter of fact, I love the whole cast.
Yeah.
Watch it
I
again.
just
watch it again.
I just don't like sitcoms. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
There's almost, I think there's one sitcom in history, two, I guess, technically. Seinfeld, if you call that a sitcom.
Yeah.
And then Scrubs. Beyond that, when I was a kid, I liked Sanford and Son. So there
Oh,
you
yeah,
go,
Sanford.
3 of them in my life. Otherwise, I don't, they're cheesy to me. I know it's weird, isn't it? I'm cheesy. It's weird. What's your favorite series of all time?
Growing up, Cheers. Definitely Cheers.
Oh, Cheers. That was a big show.
It's like I wanted to be Kirstie Alley so bad. And I
Okay,
just
so you're Kirsty, not Shelley Winters. Do you like?
she was great, but when Kirstie came on, because I just rewatched the series
Yeah,
like last year, and when Kirstie comes on, it's just a game changer.
yeah. Cocaine Kirsty was feisty and hot.
Yeah. Ted Lasso now. Ted Lasso.
Oh,
That's
That's a great
definitely.
show. That's a great show. And I think that what he did right there, what was smart on his part is he recognized how deficient, how void there was of series that felt good.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yes.
people could enjoy watching something and it not be just draped in all the bad that's around the world. And I think that was a smart play. I like Jason Sudeikis anyway. I think he's really funny.
Really
He's great in We Are the Millers. Super
Yeah.
funny in that.
Yes.
And of course, I loved him on SNL. And he was a great writer. Colin Jost, not a great writer to me. Did bag Scarlett Johansson, so probably text real well. So Janelle Monáe, she's known for elaborate Halloween costumes. She is a musician, and she's now revealing a secret about them. In the past, she's been decked out as David Bowie, the Fifth Element diva, and a chameleon. She dished that she has an anonymous benefactor who funds the creation of her costume. She said, I have a fairy Halloween mother, and there's a fund set aside to make people believe in art and, again, believe in performance art. Well, that sounds like a lot for a Halloween costume. It's just a Halloween costume, Janelle. I think you're maybe overplaying your hand there. You know, I mean, Heidi Klum's been doing it for years. So Virginia residents in Manassas are a little weirded out, but unhurt, after finding a stranger sleeping on their couch. Police responded to a house and detained Yanya Torres, found with drugs on him. Nothing was taken from the home. Police say he may have just been confused about where he was napping. So now he's charged with burglary, drug possession, and public intox. I guess burglary's kind of fair. Maybe they'll plea that down. I mean, that he just went to sleep. I mean, he didn't rob you.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be there, but
Breaking and entering.
yeah, I kind of feel bad, because I've never done that. But I've heard of people being so intoxicated, maybe they go in the wrong house. It seems like, not that they should be held accountable, but how the hell did he get in? Was your door unlocked?
Oh, yeah, I know a lot of people that don't lock their doors. It's crazy.
Did they watch the ID channel?
Yeah.
Every single story on the ID channel starts exactly the same way. Every murder story. It was a sleepy town where everyone slept with their doors open. Don't do that.
No.
People kill you.
Don't
Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Yeah.
I just don't know what I would do if I walked into the living room and there's a stranger on my couch. I don't.
Depends on what he looked like.
No. Nobody looks better than my husband. No.
Okay. Jason Momoa could be there though. No, you're not an Aquaman.
Jason Murphy is perfect.
Oh! You hear that, boy? Huh? You're perfect. You son of a bitch.
Patrick and the People.
You say elevator, I say fart locker. What?
All right, let's move on. I want to talk just a minute about metromoving.co is their website. You don't need the M and com because you got the M's in Metro Moving. Look, if you're going to move, get someone to do it for you. It's much easier. It's much better. They'll even do the packing for you. You want to know about experience? Well, 20 years and 2,000 moves. That's what they've got as experience. So that's quite a bit. And you can check them out online, metromoving.co. They'll even pack it up for you if you don't want to pack it up. If you just got to go, I don't know, maybe you're fleeing the law. I'm not sure why. And you need someone to pack for you, they'll do that and move you. So be sure and check those guys out. And then, Bonnie, if someone wanted to get a hold of your law firm to get help maybe with, it could be divorce, it could be custody, it could be probate, it could be any number of things to do with, civil and relational law, how's the best way to reach you?
Well, the local phone number is 501-537-4640. There's another number on the website, which is robertson-law-firm.com. So either way, and you can send an inquiry through the website or you can just give us a call.
Okay. All right. And let me just tell you that as Bonnie is real and sitting here right now, that's how she operates in her business. You're not going to be passed off to a bunch of other people, dealing with a bunch of other people, never talking to Bonnie. You will talk to Bonnie in person, and she will help and discuss your case with you. Is that a pretty accurate statement?
Absolutely. We pride ourselves on that kind of personal service. We don't shove it off onto an associate attorney. We do our own cases. There's no substitute for that.
No, there really isn't a substitute for that. And I tell you that as someone who has used Bonnie's services a couple or three times, I would say now, that it's well worth it. She's a great attorney, and her firm, our folks there are just as good. Well, maybe almost as good. I'll say that. I can't for sure give them that, but I'd say they're real close. How about that?
They're very good.
They're very good. Yeah. I do want to share this. Let me see if I can find it real quick because he sent it to me yesterday and wanted me to make sure everybody knew. Hold on 1 second. Let me just pull it up here because my tech guy Gunner. By the way, the Patrick's After School Special airs Saturday. That is separate from the Patrick and the People show. And it is this week, and it always is a one-on-one interview, about 30 minutes or so in length. In this particular case, it is Gunnar Griffin, my tech guy, the guy who's the architect of everything that we've done here as far as the back inside and all of that. And he's a funny guy. He's a fun guy. A very interesting conversation that we had. So I hope that you'll check that out. It does come out on Saturday live, and then it converts to a podcast. And I was trying to get to the information he had. I'm probably going to have to come back to it because I don't see it in front of me, which he's going to be mad about because I'm supposed to be telling you that. But we will get back to it. Let's get to some other stuff that is of interest here to you. I want to talk for a minute about the new discovery. Again, we just talked about yesterday that they've discovered all this lithium that is apparently right here in South Arkansas, and we're going to start possibly using that, mining that for electric vehicles. They say that this could be a boon for the state. Do you think that if we have all this lithium, and they say it may be enough to power batteries for multiple years down the road, well into the future, will it change the state? Will it change, will we grow up and be a big city state then, or will we remain pretty much the same?
I think we'll stay the same. Just like was all the gas up in Damascus and area, like
For fracking, like natural gas?
yeah, because my in-laws have land up there and they benefited from that, but it's gone, right? How much lithium? How much lithium is it?
Well, they say many, many years worth.
But what does that mean? 1,000 or 100? So that's
Well, 100's a long ass time, Marla.
no. But is it going to change the?
I mean, if it was 2 years, I'd say, it ain't going to change anything. But
many, many years.
yeah, if billions upon billions come into the state,
Really?
yes,
Yeah, it'll change.
it'll change.
Yeah, we're going to be like the next New York City.
That's what I want to hear, Marla. That's what I
I'm
want to hear.
saying.
Prostitutes
Yeah.
in the street.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm looking
It'll
for.
be
Thank
like
you.
anarchy and everything. Yeah.
That's exactly what we want here. We've seen lots of different industry. I said the other day, I lament that we didn't embrace the marijuana industry sooner and take advantage of maybe some of our port positioning and things like that, because I think we could have been better positioned in that regard. But, a lot of people, especially I think when you're young, want to get out of this state. I mean, they want to escape so bad. It's like, let me get out of this backwoods country, snaggletooth, barefoot, wearing state, but a lot of people I think end up coming back. Bonnie, what keeps you here when you're a lawyer? You go anywhere, practice anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Why stay here?
I travel a lot, and I'm always glad to come back to Arkansas. It is my home. I'm proud of it, even with all of its warts. I like that it is small, it's quiet, it's simpler. I love traveling and visiting other places, but I just love this place.
Yeah, if somebody put it in perspective for me one time, who lived in a big state, and said, you know what I like when I moved here is I can get across the entire city in under 30 minutes,
Right.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the worst of time, worst of traffic almost. What about you, Marla? You're a doctor of physical therapy. You could go anywhere and practice physical therapy and probably make a $1 billion. Why stay here?
Well, we did move to San Diego while Jason was in the Navy.
Yeah.
Loved it. So much to do. But I was really young, didn't know anybody. I had no friends. I was isolated. Then we moved into the desert in California. Made a lot of friends there. I mean, I loved being away, but I came home to be near my mom. And
Okay.
So
Family for you
family,
is the root.
But also, I had a patient leave the clinic and go back to Hot Springs Village, and her car broke down, and so many people stopped and helped her, and she's 80 something,
Yeah.
and that's what I loved. I mean, I love that because that did not happen in California.
No, I can promise you it does not. Well, no, I'm not going to say it doesn't at all, but it probably not most of the time.
Like
Yeah.
I worked with a girl that hated me because I was nice.
Really?
Hmm.
She just thought that maybe something was wrong with you because you were too nice?
Yep.
Well,
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I've told the story many times that my first day in Los Angeles when I moved there briefly as a young man, thinking I was going to be the next Hollywood superstar, you see that worked out. But anyway, walking down the street and the guy coming towards me, I said, hey, how you doing? And he literally stopped in his tracks, looked at me and said, do I know you?
Yep.
And I said, no, you sure don't? He goes, then why the are you talking to me?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
okay, I am not in Kansas anymore. It was a very different feel to it, you know. And then when I was in the Atlanta area, and both that and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, traffic was so bad. I mean, like, I love Dallas. I love going there. I love visiting Dallas. But if you live there, you get on the freeway under 80, you're already in trouble. They're honking at you. They don't like you. You're not driving fast enough. And LA is just as bad, if not worse, you know. DC, traffic is horrific. It took, to go 18 miles to the comedy club took an hour and 45 minutes in DC. Think about that. An hour and 45 minutes to go 18 miles.
Oof.
I could go 18 miles here 5 times in an hour and 45
Right.
minutes minimum, you know? So, yeah. What about yourself? I mean, what, obviously, you know, you're the Bruce Buffer of Little Rock. You could be the Bruce Buffer of any state in the world. Why here?
Well, I mean, I guess it's for me. It's, you know, kids and family around here.
Just don't wanna leave the kids.
in-laws, and yeah, I mean, you know, obviously I have kids, and I want them to
If
be.
you change your
close.
name, they might not know
Yeah,
where you are.
you know. Of course, really, the biggest thing that keeps me here is there's no snow in winter. Like, seriously, that is the number one thing. I don't have to wake up and see, you know, go to sleep with grass and wake up with 20 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would not fare well in the Minnesotas or the Dakotas. That would not be a place that I would choose to go.
No.
No, I do like the fact that typically winter's pretty limited here. We might every year, every other year, you get a decent snow, and that's about it. In bad days, you get the ice. But you know, it is funny because, man, the rain, any weather change here, and everybody all of a sudden starts driving like, you know,
Freak out.
they're so slow, they're knuckle gripping. You know, it's like, come on, man, just get home, would you?
You know, I was in the airport one time in a different city, and a man struck up a conversation. He said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Arkansas." And he said, "I'm sorry." And I was kind of taken aback, and he's, you know, kind of giggled or whatever. I said, "You know, I travel a lot, and what I have realized is there are assholes and rednecks everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you don't know that, you're one of them."
Yeah, that's probably true. You know, a lot of people don't realize, like, if you go up to Ohio, and people think of Ohio as pretty either Midwest or North, and it's pretty far up there. I mean, Cleveland is right by Canada, for God's sake, okay, if you don't know. And it's just as redneck as Arkansas is. You go up there, it's just the same. You know, I think unless you're in a giant metropolitan area, Seattle, New York City, these big areas, you know, you're probably pretty regular folks like everybody else, you know, with the exception, like I said, of, you know, Seattle, LA. But that's its own country, really, LA. It's a weird ass place anyway. I was never more disappointed in a city than that. It was terrible.
I don't like LA.
It was so dirty, man.
I'll bet.
San Diego is beautiful though.
I have heard San Diego is beautiful. How long were you in San Diego?
He was there 2 years.
Yeah. So I take it you were there 2 years also.
I was also. Yes.
Okay,
And
all
we
right.
went back for our 25th anniversary a few years ago. It was so great to go to
Yeah.
all and have money to be able to do things.
Yeah, right. Instead of being a broke starting
Yeah,
out couple.
yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool that you got to go back. Someone says in the comments, drive-through business. What? That didn't make sense. Patrick, you know you love the facts of life with the rest of us. What were we talking about? TV shows? I did like the facts of life. Damn it! Yeah, Tootie was played by Kim Fields. Who else was on there?
Joe.
Blair,
Joe.
Mrs. Whatever her name was. Yeah, I watched that when I was a kid. I sure did. I watched a lot of shows when I was a kid. Probably sitcoms. Yeah. When I was a kid, yeah, I watched those because there wasn't anything else to watch. I watched lots of things that probably I shouldn't have watched. Used to stay up late and watch Benny Hill. And to me, it was not only hilarious, it was weird, British, but it was the first time I saw boobs.
So I was gonna say you should watch
It did because I don't know what the law was that allowed them to do this, but nothing else on TV except Benny Hill. And it would come on like, I don't know, 11:30. And every episode, some girl would show her boobs. And I was like, this is the best day of my 11-year-old life. You know, I'd never seen that before. And I was so excited about it. So I watched it forever, You know,
I know that's a British show, but why
Yeah.
were we watching that here? That's so odd.
I don't
That's-
know. It's so
never
fun. I
thought
think
about
because it's
that.
funny.
No, it is. I'm just mean that.
Why did it end up
yeah,
here of all things?
'cause
I
no
don't
other show
know.
would show that.
That's a great question, as to why that would be here. I don't know.
That's 5 great questions today. If you're keeping track.
Well, I was keeping track, and you're going to get a gold star at the end of this. Okay, I will give David credit for this one. He said married with children. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's
Yeah,
an epic
you
sitcom.
can't pin down one show because you just start thinking of more and more and more.
Yeah, well, this person, Jeff, said outside of Chicago is mostly rolling hills of farmland and windmills.
I'm from outside of Chicago, and it was nothing but cornfields.
Yeah. Okay, so you're agreeing with Jeff here that outside of Chi-Town, that it's predominantly a farming agricultural area. I didn't even know that about Illinois.
You didn't?
I knew about Iowa.
About cornfields?
Well, I didn't know it was very agricultural.
The town I'm from was.
What's that place below or by Wisconsin with the lakes?
Yeah, I'm not smart.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, I failed geography.
Like,
I
I'm
got
a doctor, but
yeah, it
I'm not.
started with an M. It's a state that starts with an M. but I-
Michigan.
Oh.
I don't know that state.
I thought you were talking about a city.
I don't know that state. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I thought he was talking
no.
about a city. No, he's
Yeah.
talking about Michigan. The state
Where?
is next to Wisconsin. Yeah.
I'm just
He's
messing with
trying to
him.
give me hell,
Yeah, I don't know why
He
you
just
admitted you
wishes
were a
he could,
Michigan fan.
Be a fan for such a good football team.
I am. I like the Razorbacks and the Buckeyes. I don't count on the Razorbacks to win anything, but I like them.
I mean, I'll give you
The Buckeyes win for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Ryan Day is in trouble right now. I'll tell you that. But
Yeah.
but I think Michigan just
try
plummeted, didn't they? Didn't they? Are they playing Michigan State this week? Or are they going to lose
We're gonna get our ass kicked this week
by Michigan State?
Oh yeah, yeah. The Michigan State, Ohio State, y'all will get your revenge for the last few years this year.
Are you a little nervous about Michigan State?
Oh no, I mean I know
That's
we're
kind of
gonna
like
lose.
ASU beating Arkansas, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, not that.
No, it's not like that. Like it's kind of like that, isn't it? Kind of.
We'll
I'm
find out.
sorry, people. I apologize. I made myself laugh hard and mess with. I could see that in his eyes that I was hurting him, and I didn't want to do that to him anymore.
so? Yeah.
I was causing great pain to him.
Temperature is changing.
I know his forehead.
You wake up and you feel like crap. You know who else wakes up and feels like crap?
Yeah, here comes a shameless plug.
Patrick and the people.
All right, let me talk to you a minute about if you're going to have your house cleaned, because you don't just want to let anybody come into your home and clean it. You want someone that you can know, someone that you can trust and is local, licensed, insured, bonded. Yes, I've got you. Blissful Cleaning. Cheyenne and her parents, they own the business. She's helped us out here, and they do an amazing job. They do the kind of cleaning you'd want to do if you had all the energy you should have, but you worked all day, all week, and you're just like, oh my God, I can't. They can, and they'll do it, and they'll do it well. Just give them a call, 314-4878. It's 314-4878, or look up Blissful Cleaning on Facebook. And if you tell them I sent you, you're going to get 10% off, and that's a good deal. And getting anything off right now in this climate is definitely good in this environmental climate, because it's a lot of dough out there right now. All right, so tell me, Marla, outside of your degree, your doctorate, doctor, what would you consider your greatest personal accomplishment?
Personal. I don't. Oh, okay. I'm really proud. I've been married for 30-something years,
That is
Really
a
proud of
huge
that.
accomplishment. I'll be honest.
and I have 3 fabulous kids, and they're
What
all,
are their how old are your kids, man?
34, 27, and 20.
Lies.
Yep.
Yeah, you can believe it if you want.
They're 2, 4, and 6,
Yeah, that's now. See, people believe that.
and they're just
No, they're 20, 27, 34. Is that right?
20, 27, 34. Yeah.
That's amazing. What may I ask, if I may, what they do?
The oldest, Chase, works in medical marijuana. He's a
Oh, yeah.
automation
He's got the
manager.
good stuff. Yeah.
Good
Does he
day-
bring that home, the
good day
samples
floss.
home for you? I'm
if-
kidding. I know they
I
can't.
can't. No.
No.
My daughter is an adult entertainment dancer. She was in the Navy for 4
That's
years.
cool. That's
years.
cool.
And then my youngest one, Logan, he's the drummer. So
Right.
amazing bass player too. He works at Parker Mobile Cylinders, where Jason used to work, and he also does his band stuff.
Okay, that's very
He's,
cool. Very
he's
cool.
doing great. Got more
Okay.
money than me, little
All right.
shit.
Well, and that's good. I mean, that means you did a good job parenting, right?
Yeah,
Don't
well,
you want them to be
yeah.
more successful in theory?
I kind of want him to loan me money now, but
I'm counting on them to take care of me, so they better be more
not
successful.
exactly. None of them will. But mine, not yours. But
Yeah.
personally, I mean, I don't.
Yours might take care of me. I don't know.
Chase probably would.
No?
Yeah.
I'll have to get a hold of them.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm not a big talker about myself. I
That's
just
okay,
think
that's
I'm a
all right.
good person.
No, I think 30 years was a good one.
And opening a business, so hard. And
Oh,
the
that-
fact
that-
that it did not fold is amazing.
It is. I think it's underrated and
So hard.
underspoken on how difficult it is to make a business work.
And the fear is 24/7.
You know what? It is difficult. You know, it can be at times. Even in the most successful business, there are moments that are perilous and challenging, and it takes a lot of fortitude to keep a business going. Because, in all honesty, it's much easier, even though you may not think so, to clock in and go to work for Joe Blow.
So much.
I mean, the responsibilities are much less. I get up, I do my job, I go home.
Yep. And you leave it at the door.
When you have a business, you never leave, more or less. I mean, whether you're there physically, you're there mentally in some capacity or another. And it's very difficult to find a work-life balance. Now, am I going to feel bad? No, that's what I've asked for. So you can't feel bad for me for that time, but
And I think
it is a lot.
I've screwed myself over because I don't think I could ever work for anybody else. But also, I'm kind of sick of working for myself. So it's just like
I don't even like myself as a boss.
My boss is a bitch.
That's pretty great. That's pretty great. Rich, what would you say? Outside of being the Bruce Buffer of Arkansas, what do you think your greatest accomplishment is?
I mean,
What's the thing that most stands out to you that you're like, yeah,
that
man?
I'm like the most proud of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but my kid, being a dad, having my son
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I mean, really like to add, I guess, a little bit of a serious tone to it. Just every day really is. I always try every day to be at least a little bit better than I was yesterday.
Yeah,
So to me,
I do not.
every new you're a little angry. So
Yeah.
we let
Yeah.
you get away with that.
Yeah.
But no, I would say, right now, I mean, building my name, getting my name out there as far as,
Okay.
announcing
Well, that's
and
awesome.
everything
That's
go,
great. That's great.
and doing
man.
that while being a single dad and juggling, work and everything. It's
That is
that's
an
a huge
accomplishment, and it's hard. It's not easy to juggle that. I've been there as a single dad and juggling a career and your child and everything else in life. Navigating that can be challenging.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you're an attorney and an amazing attorney, and obviously you have a great marriage. Now, we've already heard that. Beyond that, what would you feel like is your greatest personal accomplishment?
Well, so obligatorily, I'll say my children.
Oh, yeah.
Which I mean, but then I've built a couple of companies, my law firm, and then I've got a rental company that I'm very proud of, which is my exit strategy from the practice of law.
Now, when you say rental, is this rental homes or rental
It is
things or?
an apartment complex.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And 2 condos and a house. And
Hey, that is awesome. That is great. That is
So-
such a smart investment too.
it's, I remember hearing that it's addictive.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
So yeah, I've built that over the last 6 years, and I'm proud of it. I won't say it's real profitable yet, but it pays for itself. That's about all I can ask at
Well,
this point.
yeah, that's a great start if it's
Yeah.
self-substantiating.
It
Hopefully from there it gets better and better. But
Yeah.
that's a big endeavor to reach out and do when you invest in some real estate and you take on a responsibility, because that is a responsibility. Because if you're not overseeing the property yourself, then you have to rely on a very good property manager or managers in order to take care of that and make it work for you.
Yeah, I manage and do maintenance, and I clean, and that was part of my escape from the stress of the practice of law, is that I do my own stuff. So my tenants see me on site all the time.
That's so interesting you say that, because I think when you're in these intense jobs like that you have an attorney or a physical therapist, or the pressure jobs, that there is some kind of joy in the most simplistic rudimentary task. I think
Yeah.
because it has an easy beginning and end you can recognize, and B, you can look at it and go, I'm done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But with your business, you can never look at it and go, yeah, I'm done.
When people told me you won't like being a landlord, you won't like dealing with tenants, and I was like, do you know what I do for a living?
I'm not intimidated.
Yeah, no, they'll be great to deal with.
Yeah, they'll trust me. They're not nearly as bad as some of the ne'er-do-wells I have to deal with on a daily. Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear. I'm super excited right now about real estate too. I'm super proud to have done as well as quickly as I have. I did not. You always go in optimistic. You always think, oh, I want to be really good, but
Are you talking about being a realtor?
yeah.
Still mad at you.
I know you are. But it's just been great. I loved it way more than I thought I would, because you get into it and you think, oh, I'm just going to help people buy or sell a house and, pick out some things. But really what happens along the way is you meet people, you become friends with people, you become part of their life in some way or another, and you help them find something very meaningful to them. And, when you're going through the school and all, you don't, that's not what you think about. You just think about, I'm going to be in real estate, and be like selling Sunset or whatever these, folks do. And when you get in, you start realizing that you're part of a human interest story. It becomes fascinating, and it is, to me, addictive, and I found that I had a whole other passion that I didn't know about. And so, I was fortunate. I sold 21 homes my first year.
Oh, wow.
So not bad the first year. Hopefully I'll top it in the next year,
That doesn't surprise me that you, Patrick Beam, would approach that job the way that you just described. I think that's awesome. That is
thank you
exactly
for
how I
saying
know
that.
you. I think, because I'm sure not everyone has that perspective that you do. I think that's amazing.
Well,
Very
thank
good.
you very much. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that that's your take on me.
Yeah.
People, I think a lot of people are surprised when they meet me outside of, Angry Patrick or the comedic Patrick or whatever, stand-up Patrick, whatever version that you've seen in a public setting, to meeting me outside of that. They're often surprised that I'm a pretty laid-back cat, and I'm kind of a sensitive Sally in a lot of ways.
It's like the first time you came to therapy, and I was expecting you to be up and angry,
yeah.
and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, I'm never like that.
No, not normally. I'm not normally. I'll be funny. I can, I can be at a party and all of a sudden just start talking, and I can gather the room. But I like to really just be chill as I can be until it's time to do what I do.
Yeah, I thought when I first met you, I thought you were just having a bad day or something.
Yeah, I know.
Really
I know.
happy, so I was like,
yeah, right,
that's what
right.
a bad day is.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like Oscar the Grouch. I'm happy because I'm angry, and I'm angry because I'm happy. Yeah, no, I get it completely on that. Yeah, my wife always says that's the biggest inside joke, because people always ask, is he really angry? No. No, he's really not normal. No, I'm not going to say I can't become angry, Patrick. Of course I can, and I have, and I probably will again. But in general, I try to refrain from bringing that out other than here and on Fridays. You know what I mean? All right, let's talk about something else that is going on here in the news. Let's change things up.
Patrick and the People.
You say elevator, I say.
Oh no, I'm done with that one. I'm changing all these this weekend, by the way, because I've heard them all enough. I know you've heard them all enough. They got us out of the gate. By the way, just a few other things to tell you. Some really good news that we've added some more streaming services. We're literally, I think, streaming everywhere now. So if you want to do it live, all those places. After that, you can go to Spotify. You can go to iHeart. You can go to Amazon. If you use the Odyssey app, you can watch it on Roku. Yeah, you can literally see us on Roku. We are everywhere now, thanks to Gunner and all the great work that he's doing in the background. So we appreciate that. Be sure, if you haven't, and pick a social media or a forum to like and share us on. And we do have, if you don't know, because some people want an audio only option. Maybe you're driving, you don't want the distraction of a video, or you don't want it, that video running your phone battery down, something like that. Go over to patrickandthepeople.com. There is a audio only button you can click, and you can stream it just audio and listen to it anywhere that way. You can also do the video anywhere that way as well. And over the next couple weeks, I expect that you'll see visually some changes to the show that will be pretty exciting, in the form of how our clients, our advertisers are on the screen when we're talking about it, some different things like that we've almost got finished now. We're still working on the text number, but you can communicate with us on the social media, and that all those comments funnel into me here. As a matter of fact, let me just take a look and see. I hate to miss any comments, so let me just see if you guys are saying anything I need to know real quick. No, nothing new here, but you can comment, and we're going to try to read and get all the comments in there. We'll have another number that we're working on that will be a text number. So we're just trying to get through it here. And so be patient as we improve on these things. But I'm very excited. We made some dramatic improvements last week, so the audio should sound better. I've heard, by the way, the complaints, because there's the only complaint I've heard actually is the button. That when I push the bleep button, that it's too loud. Okay, so I've heard that. I'm going to solve that. We haven't figured out yet how to solve that. Me and Gunnar spent about an hour last night going, we can't find how to turn the damn thing down. But so I'm not using it until I can turn it down and not blast your eardrum out. Okay. Let's see. Here's someone, Tina said, I don't have an issue with trans, but when it comes to Furbies, and I think, I don't know if you mean Furbies, you mean furries. Furbies were toys in the 80s, I think, look like birds with little flappy eyes like that. But furries, yes, I draw the line. To me, it's ridiculous. These parents who allow kids to act like that should have their ass whooped, just my opinion. It's a strong opinion, but I understand. Furries it's an odd phenomenon. I'll say that. I've not run into any furries. I would be interested to run into a furry, not for the reason you think. I'm not trying to get in a fur pile. That's what they call it, by the way, when they all get together and do. It's called a fur pile.
What's a furry?
Yeah,
A furry is an individual who identifies as typically an animal of some kind and wears a costume as such to enhance that identity. For example, you may wear, dog tail, dog ears, a dog costume, but that's how you identify. And those people are very serious about it,
Did they, go to the bathroom on a fire hydrant and everything too? Or?
Some of them will, but not all of them. It's a unique thing. But the furries are a real thing, man. If you go to Comic-Con, you'll see furries show up there.
This is why I stay inside.
Right. Is this like a huge problem, or is this?
Well, I don't know that it's a.
Because it got made into a huge deal in the media. So I just didn't know if this was like.
Is it a problem for you? Not a problem for me. I don't experience it. I've not run into any furries yet. I'm trying to run into. I'm trying to run into a furry.
Now there was a kid at Tyndall Park. My grandson told me that.
I did see that.
Acting like a dog.
Yeah.
So maybe we should go to Tyndall Park.
You know what? We did talk about that the other day at Tyndall Park. They had someone there, and somebody was very upset on the Benton Rants and Raves
That's what
about the furry that was allegedly acting as if they were peeing and then doing stuff. Now I didn't know when I read it. I was like, I wonder if it's legitimately a furry or is this someone trolling them Borat style?
I don't know.
I'm going to dress up in this costume because me and Laura have gorilla costumes, and trust me, we could have some fun with that, I bet.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know.
We have had fun with that.
I was just wondering if it was
It's a
real.
jungle out there, huh?
I was just wondering if it was real too, if it was just a kid goofing off.
I don't know. It sounds more like a prank to me, but maybe it's not.
Like he had a spray bottle.
Yeah,
Okay.
But if you are a parent and your kid does wear a costume and identifies as a German Shepherd, I encourage you to maybe
seek counseling.
I talked to somebody. I'm just saying it maybe get some second opinions there. That seems a little much. It's like the guys who want to wear diapers and be spanked. I was like,
how's that going for you, Patrick?
well, I'm still looking for the spanker, Marla. No, I don't have that kind of proclivity. I don't. I'm too vanilla probably, to be honest with you. Anyway, furries. It's a weird thing, Tina. I don't know.
Sounds like you need to get yourself a bag of begging strips and go hit up Tyndall Park or something, man. You might draw one out.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna get my gorilla costume and go over there and act out a fool and see if I can get them fired up over on the Benton Rants and Raves again.
And my son's band is there every Sunday playing
at the park.
At the amphitheater. They practice there.
Really?
Yeah.
They can do that? They can just go play?
Go practice, yeah. I think they get there at like 11 until 2. Yeah, go put on the grill.
So they do a show every weekend.
They are practicing, but yes, there's a show.
Good for
Yep,
them.
That's cool. That's a good,
Awesome.
what a great leverage of the resource.
Yeah.
You know, if nobody's there and they can show up every Sunday and jam out and put on a
Yeah.
concert, what a way to build yourself a little
Right.
audience,
Love
you know?
it.
Yeah, and then I had a wedding at my house that I performed a couple weeks ago, and then that girl who I did her wedding, she said, "Oh, like on Facebook, we went to the park today, and there was a great band." I was like, "That was my son." She's like,
So I need to come out and announce the band at the
"Oh,
park.
yeah, they're called
That'd
Done for the Weekend."
That'd be fun
Yeah.
to just randomly announce the
Please do.
rehearsal for the band at the
Please
park.
do. They would love it.
Yeah. What days is it, you say?
Sundays,
Sundays from when?
like 11 until about 2.
Okay, because, I'm back in the SC now.
I did not know that.
Oh, surprise. Yeah.
Numbers.
Yes, I'm back in the SC, and I'm not all that far from there.
Really? Yeah.
I'm off Edison over there.
Yeah, you're not far at all. Go do it. Oh, please do. If you go, I'm gonna go video it from behind. Yeah, that would be great.
That would be fun
They're
to
really-
just surprise them.
They're really good too.
Okay.
Like I promise, I'm not just mom. They're really good.
You're not just mom?
I mean, they won Battle of the Bands.
Where at?
I don't know, some bar they're too young to drink at. I don't know.
They won the Battle of the Bands at a bar.
Somewhere.
Here or there or where? Where was the bar?
Jacksonville, Cabot? I don't know.
Okay, Jacksonville or Cabot over there.
That's the same.
Like
time.
Hard Riders maybe or something?
I know there was crawfish. I wasn't there, but there was like crawfish. Did they have crawfish somewhere at some restaurant? I don't know. I'll look it up.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do this then.
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear. Things just like this make you fear. Buying lunch on a dumb guy's knee, or a big hard fuck drowning some honey. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? This shit ain't funny. What? This shit ain't funny.
Yeah,
This
it's
shit
not. It's not funny.
Patrick, you sound really good on that one.
I do. I sound much better, don't I? Or that might be Luke Shoemaker from Vantage Ruin singing that one as well as our theme song. But I didn't know that the first one wasn't melodious to your ears. A family-owned food manufacturer with a shocking safety record hit with another huge fine, this time after one of its workers had their fingers severed by the blades of a mixing machine. That sounds real bad. Mockmore Enterprises will have to pay $100,000 after pleading guilty in court Wednesday to failing to provide a safe work environment. The company also ordered to pay about $21,000. It's the fifth time the company has been prosecuted by WorkSafe Victoria over incidents dating from 2013 in which workers were injured by inadequately guarded plants. You would think that if you keep having workers' digits severed, that maybe they close you down. But it may not operate the same as in America. I know that they think we get away with everything here, and we do get away with a lot. But we do have some pretty strong safety stuff in place. Like, I don't think you can just lop fingers off and keep doing it and operate a business. All right, let's see. This is not a good story, as you can imagine. A 24-year-old student who was partying in picturesque Mallorca, Spain, was crushed to death in a garbage truck and then incinerated and falling into a trash bin, according to the police. Agustina Rubina Medina. Really? Agustina Rubina Medina? Seriously? Had been missing for more than 2 weeks after she vanished during a night out with friends in Palma, the capital city of the vacation hotspot island. The police of Spain have a theory. The student probably passed out while digging around in a trash bin, probably for her phone, and was scooped into a garbage truck, crushed by the smasher, and finally dumped in the incinerator. That is a tough day. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, just when you think it can't get worse, it does.
What a trashy way to go.
You're trash. A worker at a shop near a bus stop said the girl, who was visibly drunk, had stopped in to buy a bag of chips right before midnight. A witness who had been at the bus stop said they saw her handbag and blouse neatly arranged by the trash bin.
Fishy. No,
Do what?
that's fishy.
Yeah.
That's fishy.
Murder.
That
That's murder.
Ooh.
Well, maybe her phone went in and she didn't want to get her blouse dirty, so she took it off, folded it up.
Oh yeah.
You
Why would
think you don't
fold
think
it?
so?
Why would you fold it if you're drunk? There's no way you would neatly
You
fold
can't be a drunk folder,
No, there's no drunk folding.
huh?
I agree
Okay,
with
that's
you.
fair. No drunk folding. Okay, that's fair. I think that might be accurate. There's no drunk folding.
there's
Is
no
that
drunk
fair? Is there
folding.
no drunk folding?
No drunk folding.
You agree with that?
Well, I was agreeing with the murder part, but
Oh, the murder
folding,
part.
yeah. I agree. That doesn't sound right.
All right, and one more here. A beloved golfer died after being pinned by a tree on an Oregon golf course. Bob Dunn, 68, playing with his friends and his son when the tree fell on him. Firefighters used chainsaws to free him after the incident, but he later died from his injuries. The friend, Hugh, said, well, we were just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. There you go, Hugh. You're real succinct, buddy. That tree came down without any wind, just a crack, and boom, it was down. In a statement on Facebook, the Mook at Alderbrook called Dunn a cherished and faithful golfer and a beloved friend. His presence brought the course joy and camaraderie, and he'll be profoundly missed. It's over by Portland, by the way. That has to be pretty alarming to everyone else around. For him, it's probably just over. If you think, I mean, he may have been alive, but he probably wasn't alive. You know what I mean? He's probably done. What was that movie where, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a pretty famous movie where they had the car wreck and the person was pinned against the tree and they, City of Angels, maybe?
No. Oh my gosh,
The M. Night
alien movie.
The alien movie, Signs?
Yeah.
Signs.
Is that what it was? It was Signs where oh, yeah.
Oh,
Mel
that's a
Gibson.
good movie.
Yeah, what a great scene. Such a crazy, gripping scene that was,
Yes.
though. Yeah, that was a good movie. That was, when M. Night Shyamalan was still doing some pretty fun stuff, really interesting movies. Now you say that name, people are like, I'm done. I don't want any more of that. Do you like his movies, M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, the older ones. I haven't seen any new ones.
Yeah, well, he's had a few come out recently.
yeah,
I haven't
seen
seen them
them.
either. How about yourself?
Yeah, is Monkey Man, isn't that his movie?
I think that is his, yeah.
Okay,
Did you watch it?
I did, and it's really good.
Really?
And I agree with you that he got just too weird
I
for
think
me.
Somewhere at Lady in the Lake, it got too
Yeah,
weird.
Exactly.
But before that, I mean, Sixth Sense, obviously, amazing film. Changed Bruce Willis's career, honestly, because no one had ever seen him do such a serious role in an understated way. He was always a real smarmy, smart-ass John McClane type guy. That's who he was, It was who he was in the sitcom before that, Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd. But yeah, so that changed his career, the whole tone of it, and then made him not Shyamalan kind of a superstar. And then he had 2 or 3 other movies that were really pretty good after that, and then it kind of got weird. Signs was great.
Signs was his best, in my opinion.
You think it was the best?
I just love it. I love good alien movies.
Yeah. What's did you like Independence Day? Is that a good alien movie?
I don't know that I would consider that one of the good ones, but
Well, what's another good alien movie? Tell me a good alien movie.
oh my gosh,
E.T.
no.
That is a good alien movie.
Oh, Nope. N-O-P.
Oh, Nope. I haven't. That's that's from Jordan Peele.
Peele, who's
Yeah,
also
I like his other ones, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one.
I'll
You'll
tell you-
love
Is it fun?
it, Patrick. You'll love it. It is. so
I disagree. His movies are too slow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you think it's too slow? Okay.
Yeah. Is that the one where he was out in the farm? No, I don't know if it's, but was that the farmer one? Nope.
I think. I mean,
Out in a
it's,
farm field
it
or
It's
is
like
on
a
a
black
horse.
couple
Horse.
was on a farm
yeah.
yeah.
in the trailer. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. So me and Jason started watching it. We were both like, nope. Turned it off. We
You
just
said
couldn't.
nope to
Nope.
nope.
Nope to nope.
Okay.
About halfway through, it was just too slow.
I recommend you try again because when it gets good, it's so good. It's one of those that you really need to watch it to the end, and then you're like, I loved it.
Man, you know what's funny about that is that's exactly how the series Ozark went for me.
Same.
I haven't
My
seen
friend
Ozark.
asked me to watch Ozark, and because they had watched it, and so Laura and I watched. I don't know, the first half of the first episode. We looked at each other and went, "This is boring as hell. Let's move on." And it was 6 months went by, and the friend came back and said, "Listen, please, just finish the episode. Just finish the episode. Watch 2 episodes, and if you don't like it, don't watch it anymore." I said, "Whatever. All right, fine." So we started it over. And when I got to the end of the first episode, I went, God damn, this is crazy, man.
Excellent.
And I never stopped watching it because that is another great series. Ozark, way up there for me. Because I like,
Bateman,
Jason Bateman.
Laura Linney, yeah, they're great.
I did not love Laura. She was the one person in the show I wanted to change.
Really? Now, see,
I thought she looked too old for him.
I agree with that, Patrick. I
You do?
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I see that age looking difference. She's on their podcast, I think, last week, and it made me like her more.
Really?
Yeah, not that there's another podcast out there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now, the way her character develops.
It is
the
great
age-
development.
Yeah, the age kind of does start to make sense. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that. And it is, the transformation she undergoes throughout the series is really interesting.
And because I haven't seen it, is it the same transformation as the wife in Breaking Bad, as far as getting all in, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it.
But there's another couple dynamics in it that make it interesting. Now, the one girl that played Ruth,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know shit
man,
about that.
I try to remember her name, but it escapes me right now. But what a tour de force actress she's become.
Definitely.
Mhm.
I mean, shit, that role right there, like I never saw her before, never heard of her before. But I'm gonna tell you what, she was probably as much a reason I love that as anybody in it.
And for me not to have seen the series, I love her.
You know who she is.
Yeah, and she played that New York City.
Anna.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't
And
even
more
know that.
recent things.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was
Kelvy.
her.
Yeah, she plays, and if you haven't
Right.
seen Ozark, she plays basically a meth head criminal who gets pulled into some organized crime, but she's just, I mean, her acting chops are out of this world, man. Like towards the end of the series, she just yells something, and I was just like, man, I think I want to get together with you and go out or something. I have to ask Laura permission because I'm starting to feel a type of way. She's a badass, she's a really, really great actress, and I have a lot of respect for that kind of those kind of acting chops. All right, so let's move on here.
Patrick and the Beat.
You say elevator.
No,
No, we're done with that one.
I say
one of those days. It's one of those days, man. It's one of those days, isn't it? First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody. We have, now we're on, I think, 12 different streaming services, and you guys have been awesome. We have several thousand a day that are taking part in the program, being part of it, and I'm thankful for all of the interaction. We're going to make it even more interactive, even better. We're really working behind the scenes on a lot of cool things I can't quite tell you yet, but we've got some amazing guests that are going to be coming in, some really people who will surprise you, and it's going to be awesome. We hope that this is going to get better every single day and that you'll stay with us and keep coming back. Big thanks to my co-host, Dr. Marla Murphy. Big thanks to Rich Rockwell, the Bruce Buffer of Arkansas. And as always, thanks to Bonnie Robertson, my friend, and an amazing attorney. If you need one and you're dealing with divorce, custody, something like that, I cannot personally recommend anyone high enough, any higher than I could recommend Bonnie. She is as good of a human as you'll find. And I know that seems oxymoronic with lawyers, but it is not. And so I highly recommend her if you need one. And I promise you, even if something happened and you couldn't get to her, you need to ask a question, I'll get you to her. You can send it to me, but you can check it out, robertson-law-firm.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And thank you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great